even like him. So it's making more difficulty for the Cowboys to get ready for the opponent, the Eagles.
Well, what they know they're going to see today on the field, Danny White will be facing that feared Buddy Ryan 46 defense.
Oh, yeah. Danny White has become the target of the Eagles' frustration. Every Eagle defender you talk to says, we have to shut down Danny White. He's our target. He was one of those veterans that crossed the line. They can't concentrate too heavily on Danny White, though, because the man that has really hurt them in the last few weeks, or the last few times they've played, is Herschel Walker. On the other side, it's going to be up to the Dallas defense to try and contain and shut down a young, experienced, growing Randall Cunningham.
Well, it's an absolutely beautiful day here. 57 degrees under sunny skies. A little breezy in this baseball, football complex here at Veterans Stadium. And the Cowboys will receive to our left in their road blue uniforms. It's off the hands of rookie Kelvin Edwards, one of 3 replacement players on the roster, and he downs it in the end zone. The Cowboys will start from their 20-yard line. Danny White, the veteran quarterback, brings out the Cowboys against this defense. Reggie White, Clark, Brown, and Simmons. Linebacker unit in the middle, Mike Reichenbach. Buddy Ryan's new Mike Singletary, his former Bears star. And a secondary that features Terry Hogue, free safety, in the spot normally occupied by Wes Hopkins, but Hogue has played well there. First down, Dallas. They come out in a stacked I. White complete on first down to Gordon Banks, number 87, a gain of about 7 yards. Now, Danny White was greeted by boos and is hearing some even now. Has Dorsett and Walker, Renfro, Banks, and Cosby starting. 2 rookies on the offensive line, Jeff Zimmerman and Kevin Gogan, will amplify on what problems that may bring. Kevin Gogan, a 316-pounder, 8th choice from Washington. And Jeff Zimmerman, a number 3 pick this year, 330-pounder out of Florida. And it's caught for a first down. Cowboys out at the 44-yard line of Dallas. Again, Gordon Banks, the 5-year man from Stanford.
The key to this particular play is Danny White has the time to throw the ball. He'll take the snap from center. You see Dorsett go in motion to pull the defense. Now on the left side of your screen, he's going to make a throw. The Eagles are in a zone defense. They don't play it very often, but there are soft spots. Great execution.
So first down, Dallas off to a good start here that helps to quiet some of the boos. First down at their own 44. Dorsett met at the line of scrimmage, got maybe a yard.
I think it's going to be tough for the Cowboys to run against the Eagles. They have a very new offensive line. We talked about 2-A, Zimmerman, Rafferty, Kerr, and Gogan. Of course, Gogan and Zimmerman have the biggest challenges because it's brand new, this experience of going against the 46. They're going to make it, I think, this afternoon. I really believe that through the air if they're going to do it. You can't come up 2nd down and 9 every time.
Zimmerman replacing Nate Newton out with a knee injury. Gogan replacing Phil Pozderac, who surprisingly retired just a couple of days ago. Came as a shock to everybody, particularly Tom Landry. White eludes some pressure, throws a low ball that's caught, but very little gain, maybe 2 yards. Doug Cosby, the tight end.
Now that particular pass by Danny White is evidence of the fact, remember against the Giants last year he had a broken wrist. That wrist is not healed completely. He does not have the flexibility and mobility. You see that wristband he's wearing. It's difficult to just have those little touch flips. There was evidence of it right now. He threw the ball into the ground.
It leaves 3rd down and just about 6 yards to go. Renfro and Kelvin Edwards are now the wide receivers. From the shotgun. Early movement by the Eagles. Flag is down. The pass is complete out the right to his left side to Edwards. And Kelvin Edwards, the rookie from Liberty who excelled in the replacement games, had first down yardage with a flag probably against Philadelphia.
Defense, right hand offside. Penalty refused. First down.
That is Clyde Simmons. The call from referee Gene Barth, and a first down Dallas on an 11-yard gain by Edwards.
They're in such a hurry to get to Danny White. They haven't really been able to throttle down a little. There's Buddy Ryan in his new sweater. That is nice little lined sweater. I was talking to him a little bit earlier. Everybody else is in jackets and other sweaters. Buddy's setting new fashion design this afternoon.
Well, he is excited about the excitement surrounding his Eagles. He feels a built confidence. This is Walker, and he is met at the line of scrimmage and dropped for very little gain at all. First contact made by Reichenbach, the middle linebacker from East Stroudsburg State. Number 55, the young man that Buddy Ryan says picked up that complicated 46 defense so quickly. A free agent who is blossoming quickly into the star defender on this team among the secondary and linebacking core.
You see, when he steps in the huddle, he doesn't really say a lot to the guys. He'll start talking now. See, he's telling them the formation. Look, he says, now cover watch. Herschel Walker's over here. Go on over on this side. See, he's constantly directing traffic. That's when the burden starts for him.
On 2nd and 9, Cowboys try the right side. Walker again is swarmed under. 5 or 6 Eagle defenders all arrive at the ball. We talked about the confidence and the excitement that Ryan has admired in this week of practice after 3 weeks of the strike taking place.
Reichenbach right in the middle. Now he's just calling all kinds of signals. Now he reacts to the ball. When you only have one back in the backfield, the middle linebacker is his responsibility, so he can flow right to him. And there's very little deception because he only has one guy to look at. And he's lined up right in the middle.
It'll be a 3rd and 7 with the ball at the Eagles' 37-yard line. Quite deep for Edwards. Good coverage, but it is incomplete. Roynell Young covering on the play, and the ball popped up in the air. A flag is down back at the line of scrimmage. Eagles nearly had a deflected intercept.
5-yard penalty and a first down.
A defensive holding call against the Eagles gives Dallas a first down at Philadelphia's 32.
Buddy Ryan can't be very happy with that call, and when Danny White tries to go up top on Roynell Young, I know having played against him, he's probably one of the toughest men to beat because he has such great reaction to the ball. Also, as you look at your set, going from left to right, the Cowboys are going into a swirling type of a wind. That is the toughest place to put the ball in the air in this stadium.
One setback on first down for Dallas. It's complete, close to a first down. Doug Cosby trying to stretch it out there on the coverage, the linebacker Reichenbach. Cosby sneaking into the middle, and they'll measure.
You know, when you talk to the Cowboys, it's interesting. They say Philadelphia, as aggressive a defense as they have, they like to play zone on 1st and 10. So what we've seen so far is the Cowboys come out, throw on 1st and 10, and then if they try and run, they usually wind up, they have last 2nd down and 8, 2nd down and 9. So that's the way they're going to attack that Eagle defense. They're going to put the ball in the air on 1st and 10, try and get themselves into good field position. Don't want to wind up with 2nd and 20 or 1st and 20 in penalty situations.
They have just inches to go here for another first down. Their opening series, 5 out of 5, Danny White. The only one not completed was wiped out by the penalty against the Eagles. 59 yards on this drive and using up valuable clock time. We're just underway in Philadelphia. Cosby jumps to make the strong side right. Dorsett picking his way. Here's to have the first down near the 20-yard line. Dallas will have first down. Giles and Reichenbach on the hit.
Out to the right, what's happened is you got Tony Dorsett in the backfield, but they've split Herschel Walker all the way out to the right just to see what the Eagle defense. Now you see Terry Hogue start to favor to the right. That means that Herschel has attracted 2 defensive players, and it gives the edge to the Cowboy offense on those particular running plays. Now he's lined up in the eye in the backfield.
10th play of this series, Dallas with a first down in scoring territory. Walker is jammed up. 3 Eagles meet him behind the line of scrimmage. Terry Hogue comes up from the free safety spot to make the initial contact and quickly gets help from Dwayne Giles and several other Eagles. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Terry Hogue picked up from the New Orleans Saints.
Mike Reichenbach says he's the other pair of eyes out there. Tells him what to do, helps him pick up the signals, helps him make defensive calls.
Four-year man from Georgia. Renfro out to the right. Cosby a little movement. Dorsett has some running room. Gets inside the 10-yard line. It'll be a Dallas first and goal. 13 yards on the play.
You'll see the movement here on the left side. Now, why aren't there any flags? The defensive man jumped off. You saw on the right, okay, Cosby moved, but he moves backwards. Now, you're allowed motion away from the line of scrimmage. And he's a tight end. He didn't have his hand down, so therefore it wasn't an illegal motion penalty.
It may indeed have caught the Eagles' attention nonetheless, and Dorsett went out the other side, found some running room. Landis jumped on top of Houston early. First and goal, Dallas. This is Dorsett again, and Dorsett inside the 5-yard line. Impressive opening series for the Dallas Cowboys. Wayne Giles tripped him up. And remember, as we pointed out, they have 2 rookies on their offensive line today. Jeff Zimmerman out of Florida, Kevin Gogan from Washington. And so far, the big youngsters, and use that term exactly, they're both over 300 pounds. They're doing just fine, thank you.
They've got 2 nicknames. Danny White, Zimmerman's called Zoom, and Gogan is called Go. So Go and Zoom are doing the job.
Second and goal, just outside the 5. Walker is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Eagles seem to be keying on Walker because they haven't given him anything. Jerome Brown, the rookie tackle from Miami, on the stop.
That time, Zoom gets zoomed on the right top part of your screen. You're going to see Jerome Brown. You see him moving his foot. He fires right into Zimmerman, manages to fight the block off and stop Walker right now. Now, here's a little bit of, you think he's not excited? Yes! Now, you get out of my way. I mean, they're emotional.
Third down. They're going to have more than emotion to stop the Cowboys on this series. Incomplete, intended for Renfro. And that'll bring up the field goal opportunity for the Dallas Cowboys.
It's an impressive drive by Dallas. Maybe they're just driven by dissension.
Well,
I mean, it's hard to, you sometimes get everybody pulling in one direction. The only place you have any peace is in between the white lines out there on the field. That could be the way it's going to be for the Cowboys. At least that's what it looks like so far this afternoon.
Tex Schramm said, hey, we've been a marked team for 20 years. What's different?
Hated for 20 years.
Roger Ruzek will attempt from the 13-yard line, a 23-yard try. And he's got it. The Cowboys draw first blood at Veterans Stadium. One way to quiet a hostile crowd is to get on the scoreboard first.
At his home in France, wine expert Christopher Stevens invited friends to guess the price of the special cork-finished American Burgundy.
Très bon.
Qu'en pensez-vous?
65.
They guessed between $10 and $12.
70.
How much was the wine from America? You already know.
18 francs.
Because it's the same red wine you're probably drinking now.
18 francs?
Today's Hearty Burgundy from Ernest and Julie O'Callaghan.
Incroyable.
All the best a wine can be.
If you could ask.
For the four-wheel drive family-size 4Runner, named #1 in customer satisfaction for 2 years running. Toyota 4Runner. Now who's looking out for #1?
Toyota.
A lot of people are really going to feel the cold this winter, so add an extra layer of Owens Corning pink insulation. Owens Corning, we put your house in the pink.
I don't go out there to think about how a customer can afford more computing power or integrate workstations. But sometimes, out of nowhere, it happens. Seems to be the way at Hewlett-Packard. The point is to keep asking the right questions. Rich, Jerry, what if on that automotive project...
There's Herschel Walker. We had a chance to ask him this week about the Cowboys' unity and how he feels it's been affected.
And I know for myself, I think the guys here has got unity. The majority of the guys stayed out, and I think they're ready to play. I know for myself, I don't hold any grudges, because the philosophy that I've always have told people is, I want you to do what's best for you. And, you know, for the guys that crossed, they did what was best for them, because that's what's important. When it's all said and done, you know, and you have to hold your head up and, you know, think about whether you're proud of yourself.
Well, a very mature point of view from Herschel Walker, not necessarily shared by all of his Dallas teammates, as we will be recounting through the course of this game. Roger Ruzek will now be kicking off, and Bobby Morris is the deep man for the Eagles. Ruzek from Weber State. Morris from the 5. Stopped inside the 15-yard line by Steve Diassi. And Randall Cunningham finally gets an offensive opportunity. The Cowboys used up 7:42 on the clock, and Cunningham will face this veteran defensive line with only Kevin Brooks, a youngster. Hegman, Lockhart, and Rohr. And in the secondary, a rookie on the right corner, Ron Francis, the number 2 pick of the Cowboys this year from Baylor. Spagnola in motion. Tony met at the line of scrimmage, got very little, if anything. Kevin Brooks on the hit. Offensively with Cunningham. Anthony Tony, pardon me, Keith Byers, and Mike Quick, Jackson, and Spagnola. You knew I was going to call him. You said you weren't going to do that. In Philadelphia. Darwin, Schreiber, Fury, Baker, and Conwell, the offensive line. Tony it is. Anthony Tony.
TT.
Second down at 11. Pretty good hole. Picks up 6 out to the 20-yard line. Ed Jones, number 72, made the stop. Byers coming off a second foot injury. Suffered that one in the senior year of college, and then again on the other foot this year in mini camp. Tampa Bay leading the Bears early at home.
I really think conditioning overall is going to be a problem. Now, Chicago's down in Tampa Bay, and it can get pretty hot down there, so it could be very interesting to see how this develops throughout the whole league this afternoon.
Byers came out, appeared to have been hurt on that last play, leaving a 3rd and 5 after his game. Cunningham from the shotgun.
Cunningham right in the middle. Now what's going to happen is the Cowboys have put in 3 defensive linemen, 7 defensive backs, and they just can't put enough pressure. You see Jeffcoat being ridden down inside. Now Cunningham comes up and puts a move on Victor Scott and just flat out runs him. This is going to be the biggest concern for Dallas's defense today. How do you contain somebody who runs as well as Randall Cunningham?
Jesse Penn forced him out of bounds, but a first down Eagles at their own 28-yard line. Tom Landry acknowledged to us that that's the difficulty. The running ability of Cunningham puts a lot of pressure on the linebackers to keep them contained. Play action, out to Quick. Quick makes a good catch, has another first down.
This is your basic quick screen. You see Everson Walls in coverage. He takes 2 steps up, comes back. Cunningham makes a fake in the backfield. Now, once he misses it, twice he misses it. Now he gets a handle on it, and the ball seems to be bouncing in his direction. That's always a big, important play for a wide receiver. Get your hands on the ball early, get hit early, and get in the game.
Well, Mike Quick dragged 2 defenders, finally stopped by Bates. First down, Eagles. This is Byers. Gets a couple over the 50 into Dallas territory. 3-0 Cowboy lead, first period here at Vet Stadium.
You'll notice the Cowboys doing a lot of shifting, not only in the past few plays, but all afternoon trying to confuse Randall Cunningham. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Eagles come out and go on quick counts to try and get that Cowboy defense settled down so the guys up front know who to block. There they are lined up now. They're in the basic 46 defense. And now they're not going to shift, which is only typical.
Byers
is just some great running. All you're going to do is see Byers go to his right. It's a simple sweep. Gets great blocks from Conwell, Spagnola, and Baker on the left side of the screen. He just cuts it up inside. Does an excellent job of running. One of the things that you lose when you take some time off is technique, and technique equates to tackling. And that's got to be, what we saw right there was a poor execution of tackling. There's some of the shifting up front.
First down at the 40-yard line. Early movement, flags everywhere. Gene Barth, the referee.
Encroachment, 99 defense. 5-yard penalty.
Kevin Brooks gets the call. Randy White was right there with him on the jump. So the Eagles get a freebie. 1st and 5 now at the 35-yard line. One of the things about the Eagles that impressed Coach Buddy Ryan when they returned was the fact that he felt they were in excellent shape. They gave him a series of tests to see what kind of shape they were in. He said it was phenomenal how excited he was to see them in that, not just a good mental frame of mind, but physically fit. 1st and 5. Deep drop for Cunningham. Drop for a sack by Kevin Brooks back at the 41-yard line of the Cowboys. The third-year man from Michigan, Kevin Brooks.
Well, you know, the Eagles offense gave up 104 sacks last year. I'm sure they don't want to fall into that same type of a pattern. It has a combination to do with the line being able to block and Randall Cunningham being able to unload the football when he doesn't see a receiver downfield. There you see last season's per game sacks allowed 6.5. Through the first two, only 3.5.
2nd and 11 for Cunningham. Complete to Mike Quick, and he slipped, but he picked up first down yardage. Tried to turn back inside. Ron Francis lost his footing. 12 yards on the game.
This is the perfect pass against a blitzing defense. You see everybody, Albritton coming on the outside. It's a full blitz. Now it's just one-on-one. Cunningham does an excellent job, puts the ball right where it should be. Quick trying to dance a little bit. Wound up on the ground. We're break dancing down there.
Mike Quick talked about a pumped-up guy in a calm fashion, but clearly a guy waiting for this game, eager to get going again with good feelings about the team unity obtained by the Eagles during the strike period. First down, Philadelphia. In and out of the hands of Spagnola. Might have been tipped by Lockhart. Lockhart had his hand in, whether it went off his fingers or Spagnola's, we're not sure, but Lockhart bothered Spagnola for sure.
Hey, Cunningham just sets and fires this one. Gets excellent protection. You see Randy White down on the ground. Lockhart gets his finger right out in front and just tips it away from Spags.
2nd down.
He put some heat on that one.
10th play of this drive as the Eagles almost duplicating the Cowboys' effort on their opening series. They have the 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line. Junior Tatalatazi is in for Byers. The pass to Tatalatazi picks up about 7 inside the 15-yard line. He'll spot it at the 14. Mike Hegman, the linebacker, number 58, made the tackle.
Again, we see the quick drop, quick release by Cunningham. This will help the confidence of the offensive line and also the young man's confidence to be able to get the ball off against a pressure defense.
3 new defenders come on for the Cowboys, including 2 extra backs. And the Eagles have 3 wide receivers on the field. 4 make it. Inside handout. Tony. Good defensive reaction by the Cowboys. A flag down on the play as Tony was very close to the required first down yardage.
The whole right side of the Eagle offense took off.
Jesse Penn on the tackle.
We had a false start on number 79, the right tackle. Before the snap, the play doesn't count. 5-yard penalty.
Joe Conwell, number 79, picked up from the 49ers a year ago.
See the left side of your screen, the first man in is Joe Conwell. It's tough to be able to get the cadence out. There's the movement, especially when you're in the shotgun. I mean, everybody is anticipating. The offensive linemen are trying to concentrate on their blocks. And now you've got all kinds of added noise, and you don't have to figure out which one's the quarterbacks. I used to to tell the lineman, look at the ball. And they said, you want me to look at the ball? You want me to look at the guy to block? I said, look at the guy to block.
Third down. About 9.5. Required. Good protection for Cunningham. The ball overthrown. Intended for Greg Garrity, number 86. Double coverage on him in the end zone from Bates and Victor Scott. So it'll be 4th down. The Cowboys defensively holding out the Eagles from penetration down to the so-called red zone inside the 20 and making a longer field goal try for McFadden. They'll spot it at the 36-yard line, a 46-yard attempt for Paul McFadden. He's got it. We are tied at 3 in Philadelphia.
I'm here having a couple of Miller Lights with the world's funniest tennis coach, Jan Tiriak. This guy's a million laughs. Hey, remember the one you told me about the chicken and the tennis ball? That just cracked me up. Here, have another Miller Light. Yeah, light tastes great and it's less filling. And you don't want to get filled up when you're having as good a time as we are. Right, Jan?
For serious beer drinkers, there's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
Oh, stop it, man. You're killing me.
Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil. No matter what you drive, or how you drive, or where you drive, or what conditions you drive under. With Mobil synthetic oil technology, there's no finer engine protection anywhere. Mobil 1, on the leading edge of Mobil motor oils.
I want my Serta.
Here's why people want their Serta. Only Serta goes beyond just being firm. We top our support with the extra comfortable Serta service, a unique difference you can feel in a Serta Perfect Sleeper.
The Great American Face. Rugged, distinctive. The Great American Razor. Atra. Solid. Pivots for closeness. The Great American Face deserves the Great American Shave. Atra. Only from Gillette.
There's John Telchik, the holder, and Paul McFadden. Now, this is the direction that he'll be able to get the longest field goals off, and this one is the longest of the year for him. Now he gets it up. Look at that pose. It's good. Now this is what I don't understand. You know, if you're short, everybody just bangs you in the head. Boom, 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 boom.
How tall are you, Joe?
Well, I was 6'2", though. I had a lineman banging me around. Now I'm 6 feet tall. McFadden's going to be 5'8" after this afternoon if he kicks many more field goals.
Well, he entered the game at 5'11", but you're right. Everybody else is looking down at him.
You know, all the big guys, they pat each other on the shoulder. Kickers and little receivers and quarterbacks, they bang in the head.
McFadden's kickoff into the end zone. Kelvin Edwards will bring it out. Flag down on the kickoff play. Kelvin Edwards, I'm sure, will have some news from the special teams coach that he shouldn't have brought that out from 5 yards deep on a high kickoff. Jonathan Dumball made the tackle on him. Let's see who the flag is against.
Youthful enthusiasm. You know, you get a young guy, gets his hands on the ball, and he wants to run with it.
Well, a 5-yard face mask on a player upfield, number 54. 5-yard penalty from the end of the run.
It's against the Eagles.
Linebacker Alonzo Johnson just activated this week to work on the special teams. He's a reserve linebacker from Florida, the number 3 pick a year ago. Tampa Bay has opened a 14-zip lead over the Chicago Bears.
Well, hold it. I guess it's not against the Eagles.
Now they've marched it off against Dallas. They did signal against the Eagles. Gene Barth did. So strike that from your record and from Alonzo Johnson's. It's against the Cowboys and backs them up to the 11-yard line. Well, this veteran stadium crowd of Eagles fans loves defense, and they know this is a great opportunity for the Eagles here.
The Dallas Cowboys have just called timeout.
They had a terrible time figuring out who was going to be in the ball game.
We'll be back with the score tied at 3.
If you could ask for Toyota quality and get a truckload of free options. Chrome bumpers, free. Style steel wheels, free. Sports striping, free. Full carpeting, cloth bench seats, all free. $630 worth of free options on Toyota limited edition 4x4s. Priceless Toyota quality and free options. Now who's looking out for number 1? Toyota. Who could ask for anything more?
Radio Shack's sale price Tandy 1000 TX brings the gift of a true high-speed business computer to your home affordably. PC compatible, easy to use, with 7 ready-to-run programs for the family. Keep a budget, write term papers, even create graphics or learn music. Save $250 on the high-speed Tandy 1000 TX, color monitor included, only $1249. Tandy computers, because there is no better gift value. Only at Radio Shack.
Leo McKern for the investment firm of Smith Barney.
It's a myth that wealth is self-perpetuating. The owner here invested the family fortune in prime breeding stock. Unfortunately, these studs turned out to be duds. Having money is no sin, but squandering it is. For preservation of capital, consider Smith Barney. They make money the old-fashioned way. They earn it.
They crushed Penn State and charged into the top 10. They are the season's dream team, Syracuse. But can they topple Pittsburgh? Next Saturday on CBS Sports.
Tim Ryan and Joe Theismann, 36 seconds left in the first period. And Joe, how do you explain a circumstance like the Cowboys just had? They're having to take a timeout.
Well, what happens is you get a change of possession, and they still have to take a timeout and waste the timeout. They just had mass confusion on the sidelines of who was supposed to be in the football game. Not a good sign of consistency or continuity.
That is not Dallas-style football. First down from their 11. Walker breaks a tackle. The saving block on Walker at the 49-yard line of the Eagles.
What can you say? Danny White takes the snap from center, turns around, simple sweep left with Newsome leading up inside, hands it off to Herschel Walker. Now he makes the turn, and he actually gets tackled. Now this was one thing that concerned Buddy Ryan was, can we tackle Herschel Walker? This is just pure speed. You know, this guy entered the fastest man competition and ran a 60-yard dash in 6.272 seconds, which means he's real fast. That's what that means.
40 yards for Herschel Walker. First down, Dallas. Cosby, incomplete. Flag down after the ball was incomplete. A flag came out. Pass a little low for Cosby. Twice now we've seen White have trouble getting the ball up, and the flag is going to be against the Cowboys.
Interference, number 80 offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Offensive interference against Rod Barksdale. The acquisition in a deal this year from the Raiders that saw Ron Fellows, the cornerback, go to Los Angeles.
You know, the one thing Buddy Ryan really stressed as we talked to the last few days, Tim, was the tackling of his defensive unit. We're going to have to wrap our arms around Herschel Walker. He broke off 2 84-yarders against them last year. Had an incredible, you know, he rushed 6 times for 122 yards in the second game. Had 9 receptions for 170 yards. So he definitely has to be somebody they have to contend with.
First down and 20. Dorsett eludes the tackle, and he's got some running room. Reichenbach hauls him down out near the 50-yard line. They'll spot it just inside the Cowboys side of the 50. Mike Reichenbach, 6'2", 240-pounder. And as you pointed out earlier, they not only he gets the call from the sidelines defensively, but then he is making adjustments right up to the snap of the ball. So it takes a brainy linebacker to run it.
The easiest thing he has to do is get the signal from the sideline. It's when everything starts happening on the field that it gets complicated.
Second and 11. Complete to Walker, and he's dropped immediately. Number 20, Andre Waters, the strong safety. Picked up about 6 yards. It'll leave 3rd and 5 when we return to Veterans Stadium. At the conclusion of the first quarter, we're tied at 3.
Never before has an antifreeze guaranteed your radiator. No matter how old it is, no matter which season it is. Announcing new Prestone Advanced Formula. Use it after using Prestone Super Flush. And should the Prestone protection fail, we'll pay for your radiator repairs, no matter who made your car. New Prestone Advanced Formula. The antifreeze that guarantees your radiator.
Tastes great! Last filling! Tastes great! At Miller Lite, we'd just like to say we're sorry if we may have been responsible for prolonging the football strike. We're glad it's finally settled.
Tastes great! All right, tastes great.
If you could ask! For the compact truck that sets the standard for quality. The truck everyone else is still trying to catch. Toyota Standard Bed. Now who's looking out for number 1?
Toyota.
There's a new stone-washed jean made for a man after his work is done. American Hero Jeans from Wrangler.
Tim Ryan with Joe Theismann at Veterans Stadium, Philadelphia. It is tied at 3 after the first quarter. 2 impressive offensive series. The first one by Dallas when they got the ball. Joe, they marched right down, came up with a field goal by Ruzek from 23 yards away, and then Philadelphia got their opportunity, did the same thing the other way, took a little longer field goal.
Just a little bit one, yeah.
You know, they stopped Walker, 4 carries. His first 4 carries only 3 yards, but now he's broken loose again.
Well, he's the guy that they have to be concerned with. He's hurt them over the last couple of football games, and it doesn't seem like it's changing here. They have to concentrate on stopping and tackling Herschel Walker.
It is 3rd down, Cowboys in Eagle territory. Loose ball. Jerome Brown. The first round pick from Miami. Reggie White pried it loose from Danny White.
We talked about the problem from the left side of your screen. You're going to see Reggie White come in. Danny's going to have to step up inside from the pressure from outside. Now, that's White coming around the corner. He just gets a piece of Danny, and Jerome Brown gets the big bounce. But watch who's going to run him down. Herschel Walker saves the touchdown.
That was kind of a reverse straight arm that Brown used on Walker. That's interesting technique for a defensive lineman. What a thrill for this kid.
You know, you talk to these guys, and the one thing they do is they visualize that they're going to pick up the ball. Coming in, that's Reggie White coming in from the outside and just gets a hand on Danny White to upset him. Jerome gets the bounce. Now he's dreaming. He's seeing 6 points. He's looking around to see who's chasing him. Did a smart thing from shifting the ball from his right hand to his left hand so it doesn't get knocked away.
Now the replay booth is taking a look at that play. Chuck Heberling is the replay official. Well, they decide whether or not White had thrown the ball forward. We'll find out momentarily, but let's take a look at it.
You see, he's got the ball in his right hand. Okay, now the ball just gets hit.
Yeah.
I mean,
no question.
Reggie White hits. He never even got his hand. The ball never left his hip. That can't be ruled a pass.
Do you know, when I was talking to Jerome Brown in the Eagles locker room on Friday, he said, what would your fantasy game? Here you are, a rookie in the NFL. What would your fantasy be? He said, well, what I'd like to do is go in and rush the passer, knock the ball down, and intercept it and run for a score. Now, is that prescient or what? I mean, he almost accomplished that. It was just his teammate Reggie White who knocked it loose.
Yeah, now he's like a quarterback, right? Now he's carried the ball, go to the phone, talk to the people upstairs, get your picture on television a little bit more. I mean, the guy really, he may be a rookie, but he knows where to go on the field.
Eagles first down at the 15-yard line. Gene Lockhart. Drove him out. He got to the 10, a gain of nearly 5.
That's load on load. You got Byers at 230, Lockhart at 228. I think he's a little heavier than that. You get a pretty good collision.
Key game in the NFC West there. You saw San Francisco on top of New Orleans. #1 against #2. We'll be tracking that for you. At halftime, we'll have all the scores and highlights. Brent Musburger in New York in the NFL today. 2nd and 6, Eagles threatening. In and out of the hands of Kenny Jackson. I mean, did he drill that football? On the coverage was Everson Walls. You got to have some hands to grab this one.
Well, you sure do. And this is the one thing that I've watched Randall Cunningham do. He sets, and he's getting such a quick release and such power. Ball's thrown, actually throws the ball the only place he could, a little bit behind Jackson. And the Eagles are very fortunate that the ball found the ground and not somebody in blue. Cowboys always get tough inside the 20.
3rd down. They need 6 for a 1st down. Would get them to the 5. Flip it off to Tony. Good coverage in the end zone by the Cowboys. Cunningham had time, could not find an open man. Yeah, and then just kind of shoveled it to his release man. It'll be 4th down.
Well, you know, his first reaction was, I want to run with the football. So he started up to the left. Then he thought better of it because the hole closed and circled around. Then he reacted like a quarterback and just tried to dump the ball off. He was caught in the middle. Should I run? Should I pass? I can't tell you how many times I've had that same feeling when I was younger, when I could run.
Field goal try, McFadden from the 18-yard line. 28-yard attempt. And he missed it. McFadden, who connected from 46, missed kicking into the wind from 28. We're still tied at 3.
Tuesday, it's a celebration of the heroes and heroines of the air as CBS and host William Shatner salute 40 years of the U.S. Air Force. Top flight.
This is Roger Staubach. I remember that night back in 1974 at a special hospital in Dallas. A little girl faced critical open-heart surgery. I was with her then as a United Way volunteer to hold her hand and give her courage and hope. I'll never forget that little girl. Her name was Gail Yvonne. Now the scene changes. Years have passed.
It is my honor to introduce our special queen of the Crystal Memories Prom, Miss Gail Yvonne. And our special guest for the first dance, former star of the Dallas Cowboys, Mr. Roger Staubach. The story of Gail Yvonne has a happy ending because of you. When you give to the United Way, you're making dreams come true, and you're part of that dream. The United Way, it brings out the best in all of us.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Miller Brewing Company, sole sponsor of the U.S. Olympic Training Centers. Toyota, setting the standard for quality and value. And by Magnavox. When you're just a little smarter, people notice. Magnavox. Smart. Very smart.
Tim Ryan and Joe Theismann here in Philadelphia, where Paul McFadden has just missed a 28-yard field goal try for the Eagles. They come up empty. The score stands at 3. Meanwhile, the Chicago Bears at Tampa Bay, we've now got a 20-0 lead for Tampa Bay. We'll find out what's going on down there for Brent Musburger in just a moment. Cowboys, 1st and 10 from their 20. Newsom gets 2 out the left side. Let's go to Brent Musburger in New York.
Tim, we've got a shocker. Tampa Bay has scored 3 touchdowns on the Bears, 2 offensively and 1 here defensively. Holmes forces Tom Zach to fumble in the end zone. Moss recovers. Bears do block an extra point, but it's the only positive thing they've done. They trail 20-0. Back to Tim.
Well, here in Philadelphia, Philadelphia, Brent, we had a fumble on the last play that was not apparent until they started peeling off the bodies. Let's see what happens. It's Timmy Newsom.
It's on the inside handoff. You see Joyner come around, or Dwayne Giles come around, gets his hand on him. Now the ball gets stripped loose. You see Newsom trying to reach for it before he was on the ground.
And
Giles stripped it away.
Came up with the strip, and Clyde Simmons came up with the ball. Number 96, the right defensive end.
There you see Giles get his hand in. Now he's got his hand on the ball. The ball goes to the ground somewhere in that pileup. And as is the case, the officials let the guys wrestle it around to see who comes up with it. The Eagles did.
So the Eagles with their second fumble recovery in a matter of moments, but this time Cunningham is sacked. Second of the day at the 30-yard line, Eugene Lockhart, the blitzing middle linebacker, number 56. The loss back to the 30-yard line.
That's just a simple case of too many people coming through the door and not enough door to stop them. I mean, you only have 5 people up front. The Cowboys bring 4 plus their linebackers, 7, and then they brought a safety from the outside. You wind up with too many people. Cunningham's forced to stay in from contained by the outside backers and the safeties, and the middle linebacker closes in on him.
So it's 2nd and 18 for the Eagles. Cunningham intended for Byers, too high, and good coverage on him. It was Vince Albritton, number 36, who put a pretty good lick on as the ball arrived, and had he caught it, he would have been dropped immediately. 49ers continue to lead 7-3 Atlanta over Houston.
You know, it's important here that the Eagles gain some composure. The Cowboys have been in this situation. They're a very veteran football team. It's important that Randall Cunningham settle down. If he's going to throw a completion, don't try and get all the yardage. Don't try and get 18. Maybe get 7, 8, 9 yards. Give McFadden a shot at another field goal, but come out with something positive.
Eagles come out on the spread. Quick little inside flip to Tony, and well covered by the Cowboys. Jeffcoat. And Danny Noonan, the rookie, number 1 pick from Nebraska. Good defensive work by Dallas. Brings up 4th down. Now McFadden had trouble here with the wind right directly in front of the post from 28 yards away after connecting in the other direction from 46. But as Joe Theismann pointed out, while the flags are blowing in this direction, it swirls around and blows at the field goal kicker.
I talked to McFadden before the game, and he said 45 is about the max you're going to be able to do it in this wind condition.
He's at it now, and he will be good.
He had it 45 and 1 foot.
About 45 and 1 inch. Philadelphia leads 6-3.
My brother Dick bought a Magnavox camcorder. Gonna shoot TV movies, right, Dick?
Sure.
Big lights, the whole thing.
Don't need lights. With this, I could shoot by candlelight.
Yeah, but he's forgetting about outdoor action and all
Hey,
that.
it's got high shutter speed for clean, fast action.
Yeah, but what about all the other things? You got to be in.
Tom, this new camcorder by Magnavox has got everything. It's fully automatic, has instant playback, weighs just 3.5 pounds, and it's so simple that even my...
Yeah, I know. Even his brother can use it.
That's right, you got it. Look over here. Come on.
This branch office automation project was a monster. I figured a good workout would help me work things out. At Hewlett-Packard, the only way we come up with something that isn't what everyone else would do is to keep asking those questions.
In 1973, a small bar served the first light beer. The response was unanimous.
Tastes great.
Here was a beer with its own special brewing process.
Less filling.
It's brewed to be light with only the finest quality ingredients.
Tastes great. It's less filling.
Today, there are lots of lights around, but none are brewed like Miller Lite, and none can match the taste.
Tastes great! Tastes great!
For great taste, there's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
The Philadelphia Eagles have taken a 6-3 lead with 13:03 to go in the first half. Paul McFadden's 45-yard field goal following the fumble by Timmy Newsom. recovered by Clyde Simmons of the Eagles. The second fumble by the Cowboys. Danny White dropped the other one. And the big rookie, Brown, took it all the way 37 yards before being hauled down from behind by Herschel Walker, and McFadden missed a 28-yard field goal attempt. Telchik will kick it off. The punter used on the kickbox now by the Eagles. It comes down at the 12-yard line. Darryl Clack has it. Shakes out the tackle. Good return for Darryl Clack, and a flag down as he was tackled at the 33-yard line. Bobby Morse made the hit on Darryl Clack, the second-year man from Arizona State.
Illegal block in the back. Number 71 during the run back. 10-yard penalty. It'll be a first down.
Illegal block charged against the Cowboys, and it was number 71, Mark Tuanay. Brings him back to the 21-yard line. Well, college football activity continues here on CBS Sports next Saturday. You'll see number 9 ranked Syracuse against Pittsburgh, and Syracuse at 7-0. Their big upset of Penn State last week, and a walloping job over Colgate yesterday. First down, Dorsett. It's out to the 25-yard line. Mike Pitts, number 74, acquired in a deal from Atlanta this year, made the stop.
You know, Pittsburgh is the only team to beat Notre Dame this year, Tim.
Yes, I do realize that. You and I probably realize that ahead of some other people.
Both of us being graduates. And also, you know, Ken Clark's out of Syracuse, Jerry Feary's out of Syracuse, of course, Tony Dorsett and Matt Cattleman both out of Pittsburgh.
They'll all be watching the game on Saturday next. 2:30 Eastern time here on CBS. Second and 8. Danny White complete to Cosby. First down, Dallas, to their 32-yard line. Seth Joyner, the linebacker, had the coverage, number 59. Cosby, one of the more outspoken Cowboys about the dissension in the ranks during this past week, with the regulars coming back and having to share, some of them having to share lockers with replacement players, and he's not happy about it at all.
Well, you know, as is the case so often, the players sort of get caught in the middle. Yes, they made their own bed by going out. But they just really want to come back and play football. They'd like to put the strike and all the things that have been said behind them. But I don't think the players in the league are going to let it go that easy, or even on their own football team.
First down, Dallas. Renfro in motion, and problems for White.
Delay game, 5-yard penalty.
Used up the 30-second clock.
Well, what happened in that instance is Renfro was set up outside of Herschel Walker. A little bit of an unusual formation. We also talked about the Cowboys trying to move Herschel Walker around in a lot of different positions. That time Renfro didn't get motion enough, and he wound up using up the 30 seconds. Also, I might add, in the stadium, they usually have 30-second clocks posted right near the goalpost areas. It doesn't appear that the 30-second clocks are working up top, but they are down close to the field. There it is, just to the left of your, just to the left shoulder of the defensive guy.
Cowboys are stuffed on 1st and 15. They lose 2 more. Reichenbach making the stop on Walker. It'll be 2nd down. And about 18 now for the Cowboys.
You know, the one thing that we've noticed, I believe, in watching the Eagles defense, even through the first quarter, is they're gaining more and more confidence. It's an aggressive defense anyway, and they're just feeling better about what they can do.
Deep drop for White. Got a man open. Banks. First down, Dallas to the 45-yard line. Linebacker coming back to make the hit, Wayne Giles. Banks found some open space.
A lot of credit to that offensive line of the Cowboys. We talked about the youth of them. Danny White will take the snap. He'll work down. He's looking back, seeing where Terry Hogue is going to go. He notices it's a zone. Now he does puts a great throw out right over the linebacker's head, right to Banks. That's just excellent execution. Now Reggie White is the man that wanted a piece of Danny White, and the challenge has been placed in Gogan's hands, and also is Reggie White in Gogan's hands. Who's got who?
316-pound rookie from Washington did the job on White. First down, and that is in and out of the hands of Cosby. Coverage by the linebacker Reichenbach. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 45-yard line of Dallas. They trail 6-3. 5:18 and counting down. Let's make it 9:18, pardon me. One of the lights is out over there on the scoreboard. 9 minutes, 18 seconds left.
Signals coming in from Steve Pallur and Paul McDonald.
Danny White with a calm attitude about coming out here today. Veteran with all the turmoil, just wanted to play football. Dorsett to the 36-yard line of the Eagles. Andre Waters forced him out. Joe, they've had success running that left side wide.
Well, what happens here is White's going to fake into the line of scrimmage. Anytime Herschel Walker is getting near the ball, he gets a whole lot of people looking at him. He swings it out to Dorsett, and Tony just turns the speed on. Gets the lineman out front, gets 2-A out there, Zimmerman out in front of him making some blocks, picks up a lot of yardage.
First down. Cowboys at the 37-yard line, and you can see offensively Dallas has had the better of it, but they trail on the scoreboard with 2 turnovers. Walker's not had much luck inside, but he has had success running wide to the left.
You know, his greatest asset, 2 greatest assets are his power, the way he runs so low with his knees down and his shoulders bent over. He's a hard target to hit. And also when he gets in the open, his extreme explosion into second gear. Tremendous speed coming out of the blocks.
It'll be 2nd and a long 6 for the Cowboys. In Eagles territory at the 34-yard line. Right under pressure, screen pass to Dorsett. Good defensive play by the Eagles. Terry Hogue made the tackle. Philadelphia read it well, and they chased Dorsett, or chased White way back before he could make his screen pass.
Well, that was a set-up screen, except when you get the Eagles front coming at you like that, you know, the offensive line's supposed to block 1-1,000, 2-1,000, release the lineman, and then get out in the screen. That was sort of like a half of a second, release and go. I mean, Danny did a great job just getting the ball off.
Well, that might be the effect of 2 rookies in there. As you look at Terry Hogan made the hit. Gogan and Zimmerman. 3rd down and 4. Big play here. First kind of significant play of this first half. Cowboys trail 6-3 in Eagles territory. White fumbled the snap, gets it off, and it's almost picked off. Diving block by William Frizzell, number 33. The pass intended for Gordon Banks. So the Eagles come up big defensively.
That's just a timing route. Danny White back to the right of your screen. Now, the ball's going to come in low. If he catches this clean, sets and throws, that ball's probably going to get in. He has to bounce it around on the ground a little bit. Then he makes his set and fires the ball upfield, but it gives the defense a time to react to the ball.
It'll be a 49-yard attempt for Roger Luzek. The wind with him. Blocked. Terry Hogue. Frizzell. Russell Gary to the 6-yard line. Flags down. One of those laterals probably forward. Eagles fans say, so what? This is an excited young team.
The interception is legal. We had illegal forward pass on the second flip. 5-yard penalty. It's still Eagles ball.
You'll see a lot of pressure come right up the middle. McDonald gets it down, but that ball is blocked right up the middle.
Now Hogue picks it up. Clyde Simmons got his hands on it. Jeff Lord, look at the speed of that linebacker. Gary Cobb running him down. Makes the move, turns inside. Hogue now will turn around, find somebody to give the ball to. Says, here, which one of you guys wants it? Frizzell gets it. He starts down the field.
Eagles with another scoring opportunity. Fires. Lockhart and Kenny Jackson do a little shoving. Billy Bates gets into things. And we'll see that illegal forward lateral on the return of the blocked field goal try.
Back where we were, there's Frizzell. If he'd have let it go, he'd have been all right, and then he just pushes it out front to him. You can't do that. Russell Gary, as you can see there, was downfield of Frizzell, and so the ball went forward. But nonetheless, a huge play. The blocked field goal has the Eagles second, less than a yard at the 10 of Dallas. Byers, stopped by Jeffcoat, struggles forward, and it looks like he has the first down. Good second effort by Keith Byers, the 230-pounder from Ohio State. And again, some temper starting to flare. Emotions ran high coming into this game, and they've heated up even more. We talked about the job that the coaches have had to do to get ready for this football game, but a little of the onus of what's going to happen today has to fall on the referees. It's going to be like refereeing a prize fight because you have bad blood, you don't have a lot of liking between the two teams, and it's going to be up to Gene Barth and his crew to keep a lid on this game. We have a timeout on the field. With third down and short, Eagles threatening.
The only way to travel is Cadillac style.
For 1988, Cadillac introduces a new, larger, more powerful V8, exclusive to DeVille, Fleetwood, Seville, and Eldorado.
Let's go! Let's live, let's love every mile. The only way to travel is Cadillac style. Cadillac, Cadillac, Cadillac style. Cadillac, Cadillac, Cadillac style.
What's he doing now?
He's looking kind of funny at his cigar.
Bet it's a Dutch Masters or El Producto.
How come?
Oh, they've changed. Most of theirs don't use natural leaf wrappers anymore. Now, Garcia Vega's still an honest cigar. Garcia Vega still gives you the rich tobacco taste of natural leaf wrappers.
He's doing it again.
He ought to switch to an honest cigar.
And now there's Garcia Vega Whiffs, another honest cigar.
Every day, more and more Americans are getting into cars insured by Liberty Mutual. In the past 2 years alone, 500,000 more Americans switched to Liberty Mutual for their auto and home insurance because we showed them how to make their dollars work harder. And each year, 9 out of 10 who start with Liberty Mutual stay with Liberty Mutual.
America believes in liberty. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Rader and the Redskins, Kelly and the Bills, then Montana and the Niners, Everett and the Rams. A doubleheader quarterback attack. Next Sunday on CBS Sports.
Tim Ryan and Joe Theismann, we've had lots of excitement at Veterans Stadium here with a blocked field goal having set up the Eagles down now at the 10-yard line of Dallas. Here's what happened. You've got Simmons and Reggie White in the middle, the two big guys clogging it up. It would appear from here, Joe, that Simmons got his right hand on it. And the ball came to Terry Hogue, who ran it all the way down to the Dallas 20 with a couple of laterals thrown in for good measure. Play action. Cunningham wide open. Touchdown, Spagnola.
This is what happens when you have a running quarterback. Now, Cunningham had taken the line to Byers. They know how well Randall Cunningham runs, so the Cowboys react to him running. Forget about Spagnola heading downfield. Cunningham just dumps it out nice and slow and easy like. 6 points, Eagles.
Telchik holds for McFadden. He has the extra point. The Philadelphia Eagles, with 66,000 cheering them on, take a 10-point lead.
Dreaming the dreams of America.
GMAC makes financing or leasing the new GM car or truck of your dreams easy. Just see your General Motors dealer. We'll help your dream come true.
The dreams of America. GMAC. We're making your dreams come true. The dreams of America. GMAC.
Official sponsor of America's Dreams.
For the design and sound of the Delco Electronics music system, now the best seat in the house is in your GM car. Delco Electronics. It's who we are.
Tastes great! Let's fill it! Tastes great! At Miller Lite, we'd just like to say we're sorry if we may have been responsible for prolonging the football strike. We're glad it's finally settled.
Tastes great! All right, tastes great. Yeah!
It's crunching in my mouth. It's super good.
In McDonald's, we're tossing salads fresh all day, every day.
The chef salad is super. The ham, the cheese, the turkey. You name it, it's got it here.
I could run in and get a salad, and kids could get hamburgers.
The chicken salad oriental. It's just like my grandmother would make.
Look at these big pieces of chicken. Look at that.
And it's always been fresh any time of day. It's so fresh. What more could you want?
Tossed fresh all day. Make McDonald's salads.
I'm going to eat a lot of them.
They crushed Penn State and charged into the top 10. They are the season's dream team, Syracuse. But can they topple Pittsburgh? Next Saturday on CBS Sports.
That's Randall Cunningham over the center. Now he's going to fake into the line, but Bill Bates has contained. They know Cunningham can run. You have to be conscious. Now, you see the fake away. Now Bates starts to come outside to keep Cunningham, and he makes an opening, a very easy opening for Spagnuolo to get in the end zone.
Back live on a short kickoff. Returned by Thornton Chandler, reserve tight end, and again, more pushing and shoving going on down there. That is Alonzo Johnson, linebacker number 54. So the pumped-up Philadelphia Eagles, who have taken a 13-3 lead, will be at St. Louis. They have 5 consecutive Eastern Division games, this being the first of them. And also Washington, arch rival in the division, will be at Buffalo. New Orleans will be at Atlanta. All these key games on CBS, followed by the doubleheader action, the Rams and the 49ers, NFC West rivalry. First down. Dorsett met just over the line of scrimmage, straightened up by Jerome Brown, the rookie from Miami, who returned the block field goal, 37 yards, not the field goal, pardon me, the fumble recovery earlier, 37 yards, setting up an opportunity for McFadden on his field goal that he missed.
You know, a footnote on that scheduling, Tim, is that the Eagles are going to play 4 of those 5 games at home. And these fans are falling in love with their Eagles again, so it's going to be interesting to see how they play in this division.
Gain of about a half yard for Dorsett on the spot. Incomplete, intended for Cosby. Tight coverage on him by the linebacker, Dwayne Giles, number 53. You know, now I think is going to be the real test of these Cowboys coming into the game. All of the talk about the unity of the Eagles, the excitement, the newfound confidence, ready to play. Terrific relationship with Buddy Ryan. Conversely, the Cowboys with 20 replacements still there. Some dissension within the ranks made clear by both the players and even the front office situation. Now, the Cowboys find themselves down 10-3. Turnovers hurting them. Let's see if they can suck it up here and get it back together. Great catch at the sideline, complete. Renfro, first down at the Eagles' 44.
Danny White doing everything he has to do to make the throw. Renfro will stop at the sidelines, plant his feet. The ball is the only place it could be, and yes, it is a completion. Drags both his toes down.
That is a great catch and a great pass by White. Had to throw it outside the defender, obviously, and that was just perfect. 13-3, Eagles lead. And meanwhile, the Bears have scored twice now to get back into their contest after trailing 20 to nothing. They're now at 20-14.
They were just hibernating a little bit.
Cosby in motion out of the backfield. Quick pass to him. He's got it. Gain of 4 to the 40-yard line of the Eagles. Andre Waters on the tackle.
Danny White doing an excellent job of getting rid of the football, reading the blitz. Terry Hogue coming right up the pipe at him. Just dumps the ball out, saves a big sack, winds up with a 4-yard completion.
Danny White, 35 years of age. He's had plenty of success. He's heard the boos. He heard them as recently as last week. And he is bringing his Cowboys right downfield here with that big play to Renfro, 2nd and 6 from the 40. Blitzing linebackers drop him. Reichenbach led the charge. Seth Joyner, number 59, with him. 2nd sack by the Eagles.
That time, Danny White went to the audible. You see him at the, well, he's at the line of scrimmage making an audible call, but here comes everybody up the middle. There just isn't anybody to block. He couldn't set, although he knew he had to get rid of the ball quick. He still didn't have enough time with Reichenbach coming up the middle for the pressure. Ball bounces loose from him, but fortunately he lands on top of it. He said one thing he was going to do in this football game, and that was to keep his helmet on.
Even on the sideline.
Even on the sideline.
3rd down, 14. Loose ball, down, Dallas ball. At the 12-yard line, Timmy Newsome. Well, you live by that 46 blitzing defense, and sometimes you die with it.
But that time they were in a zone. If they, they blitzed them last time. Here they only rush 4 people. The Eagles only bring the front 4. Danny White showing why he's been such a great pro. Puts the ball up against the zone defense. Newsome going down the middle. Now the ground cannot cause a fumble. You see when he hits the ground, the ball comes loose. That simply means the ball is down there, not a fumble. But the Eagles went against what they normally do, and that's blitz and put a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
Evan Cooper finally made the upsetting tackle. 1st down, Dallas, 17 of the Eagles. Dorsett runs into traffic. Loss of 2. Reggie White.
Traffic
stacking up.
Reggie White.
Yeah.
That's a traffic jam.
A flag on the play. Reggie White just knocked people backwards. Well, now is there a flag down or not? No, no flag.
Now, a lot of times when a player throws the ball down, they look to the referee for, the other team looks for the referee for a delay of game penalty. It's in the books, but it's not called very often. Coach Landry looking at his play sheet, talking upstairs to Paul Hackett, his offensive coaches.
Danny White on target, 13 and 17. 2nd and 12 from the 20. Complete to Banks inside the 5. 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Great execution by White and Banks on that play.
Great execution by Danny White just to get it off. There's Terry Hogue coming right up the pipe. Just does get the ball out. Now, Albert Fowles is not looking for the ball. Gordon Banks makes an exceptional catch.
Dallas on the doorstep when we return.
I was knocking my head against this networking project. At Hewlett-Packard, you just don't throw a bunch of hardware and software at the problem. Suddenly, I guess if you ask enough questions...
Hey, Sandy!
You get some pretty good answers.
Sandy, what if we integrate... Are you listening?
The only way to travel is Cadillac style. Some people want more, but not just a little bit. But this is your life, and you're the only one who's living it. But let's go, let's live, love every mile. The
at Joe Theismann. 2 minutes to play, second period at Veterans Stadium. And you see the Dallas Cowboys with 2 timeouts left to go are on the doorstep at the 4-yard line. Make it the 3-yard line of Philadelphia. First and goal on a beautiful play from White to Gordon Banks for the first down. Walker met at the line of scrimmage. A host of Eagles. Seth Joyner leading the charge, number 59. Yeah, let's see where they spot it. Maybe a loss. Certainly no gain on the play. Second and goal.
The Cowboys continuing to run. Even down here, they're running into the same problem, being able to run the football on 1st and 10. They've not been able to move the ball or gain very much yardage on 1st and 10 via the ground. It's all been in the air.
Too far. Flag down in the end zone. Interference will likely be the call against the Eagles. You can see Andre Waters protesting.
Defensive holding, number 50. After this is the goal line.
Gary Cobb, number 50, an extra linebacker in this defensive situation, is labeled as the culprit. That'll march the ball in half the distance, and that's 1.5 yards.
More importantly, it's going to give them a 1st and 10. Instead of a 3rd down and 3, they wind up now with 4 more downs to try and pound it in.
Ball spotted just inside the 2. Herschel Walker. And the Cowboys have closed the margin up in the final 2 minutes of this first half. We've got 1:22 remaining. Tom Landry said the game is played out there on the field. No matter what emotions or feelings you bring in, you got to do it out on the field. Roger Ruzek will attempt the point after. Valor holding, and he's got it. The Cowboys have cut the margin back to 3. 13-10 Philadelphia. 1:22 to play first half.
Whether it's a simple office phone or a large, custom-tailored telecommunications system, whether it's voice only or voice and data, digital switching, transmission equipment, tie lines, Watts lines, multiple long-distance hookups, there's one company that can do it all. No, GTE.
Danny White's going to take the snap. Herschel Walker is going to jump right into your living room. That's Rafferty in the middle, and to the left of him is Kerr. To the right of him is Zimmerman. And there comes Herschel. You try and stop him. Just like he did down at Georgia. Over and up and in. Now you see the lines go nose to nose, and they give him an opportunity right in the middle of the line to hurdle over. The defense, Reggie, looked like Clyde Simmons or Jerome Brown stuck his hand in, almost got a piece of the ball. But after he breaks the plane, it doesn't matter. It's still a touchdown.
Air Walker that time for Dallas, and
Air Walker, huh?
They have got it down to 3. Ruzek will kick it off as the shadows lengthen over the playing surface here at Veterans Stadium. 1:22 remaining in the first half. Well played first half. High, short kickoff comes down at the 15-yard line. Evan Cooper got out over the 20 and then was driven back. They'll spot it out close to the 22. Well, as we approach halftime, a reminder that on the NFL Today, Brent Musburger will bring you up to date with scores and highlights, along with Irv Cross, and a special roundtable entitled Back to Reality. Some of the players who were on the replacement teams but are now back doing other things. You'll see Tim Ross, a fireman who had a look with Detroit. Miles Turpin, the shuttle bus driver. at his time with Tampa Bay. And Gary Bolden, well, we'll let them tell you about Gary Bolden. He's going back to yet another tough occupation. First down, Eagles. Screen pass for Tatalatazi. Out to the 30-yard line, a pickup of 4. Everson Walls made the tackle.
Randall Cunningham now getting a chance to work on his 2-minute drill. This is one of those situations in a ball game that a quarterback can really help his football team. You can't make a mistake here. If nothing else, don't throw an interception and give the Cowboys a shot in the arm.
Right quick. In and out of his hands, it appeared. Don't know what happened there, Joe. It looked like the ball was there. Let's have a look at it.
The ball is there. Now, Cunningham sets. You see quick from the right of your screen crossing. Now, Bates breaks on the ball. You see Bill Bates coming in. He thinks it's in front, but the ball just sneaks away from him. Now, remember, Cunningham is throwing in the direction into the wind. It does funny things with the football. I wouldn't be surprised if that was like a little slider to quit.
I think you're right, Joe. It appeared on the replay that was exactly the case. It just kind of blew away as the receiver quick reach for him. Flush from the pocket. Cunningham will run it and gets to the 35-yard line, short of the first down. Jesse Penn, number 59, the linebacker, made a tackle there. The third-year man from Virginia Tech. Fourth down, 28 seconds remain. And timeout is called by Dallas as they see the opportunity here to perhaps get another pop at the Eagles' end zone. They have one timeout remaining. So the Cowboys, if there were some doubts about team unity and whether they'd be fired up, everybody's saying the Eagles were, and that's been evidenced today. The Cowboys obviously very much in this football game and playing with a lot of enthusiasm of their own.
Well, you know, if you're going to have the kind of strife that the Cowboys have had, it's best to have it on a veteran football team because the emotions aren't quite as high. They're not maybe as affected by outside things or things that go on in the locker room once they get out on the football field. It could be more devastating to a young team like the Eagles. We're seeing that kind of a game this afternoon.
You've got a tough, competitive, real NFL football game going here. We're happy to report. 13-10. Eagles lead it. First punt of the game. A low snap. Telchik just gets it away. And a good kick. Takes an Eagles bounce. Out of bounds at the 13-yard line of Dallas. 19 seconds remaining. So the Cowboys have a long way to come. A 52-yard punt by Telchik.
Cowboys called timeout so they could get pressure on Telchik. A good athlete. Does a fine job of fielding the ball and getting it off. Never lifts his head. Doesn't check the rush. Concentrates on the ball and gets it away. And then gets a little luck with the bounce, I might add.
Telchik, reject of the Chicago Bears. And Buddy Ryan, of course, knew him from the Bear trial and grabbed him, and he's done a good job for the Eagles. First down. Cowboys. Down by 3. Newsom over the 20-yard line. They'll spot it at the 21.
They're going to let it run down. They're going to go into the halftime only trailing by 3.
A tight, tense, exciting battle here at Veterans Stadium. The Philadelphia Eagles 13, the Dallas Cowboys 10.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Cadillac Motor Car Company. Discover why the only CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Chrysler. Chrysler believes a luxury car should be a great driving car. At Chrysler, we're driving to be the best. Delta Airlines, we love to fly, and it shows. And by Wendy's, where you get the best burgers in the business.
We're ready for the second half of play here at Philadelphia. The Eagles lead by 3. Sharp shooting by Danny White of the Cowboys, 14 of 18, as kept the Cowboys in it despite 2 turnovers and a blocked field goal suffered by the Cowboys. Eagles receive. It is Bobby Morse, hit hard at the 15-yard line. Bill Bates, number 40, making the initial contact. Well, we talked about Danny White's personal stats, 14 of 18. You can see he's rolled up 162 yards in the first half, and he has been razor sharp, Joe.
Well, he has, but also what you notice is the yards passing in favor of the Cowboys. Obviously, they can't run the football. I don't think they'll be able to this afternoon, or the rest of the ball game this second half. But the one thing that the Eagles are going to have to do is mount some offense. 81 yards in the first half is not enough to carry your football team. You can't hope to win it just with the defense. So this series is very important to the Eagle offense.
Cunningham 6 of 12 in the first half with a touchdown pass. Keith Byers ran into his own man. And Everson Walls drives him out. It'll be a gain of maybe 2 yards, and there are those first half stats we just alluded to. 174 yards in the air for White. Cunningham 52 yards.
But a lot of really key completions by Danny White. Cunningham not put in a situation where he has to make the big ones. White completing a 3rd down and 18, a 3rd down and 17. Some really big key plays for Danny White in the first half.
2nd down and 8. Eagles opening the second half. Quick drop and pass, dropped by Kenny Jackson. The ball was there. Jackson eager to turn upfield to get to the first down marker, and he just dropped it.
You know, Eagles really had some great opportunities. Dallas is 15, Dallas is 22, Dallas is 9, and all they come away with is 10 points. Now you might say, gee, that's all, but they did miss that crucial field goal. When they've had the ball, they've moved it into pretty good position. Both teams have only punted the ball 1 time in the first half, I might add as well, which means that their offenses have taken charge of the game.
Yeah, in fact, no, Dallas has yet to punt. Saxon has not punted yet for Dallas. 4 receivers in, but Cunningham is dropped inside the 10 by Randy White. Randy White with a sore leg and a sore neck and putting sore things on other people out there as usual.
Well, there's Randy White to the right of your screen. He's just going to make his move. You see him come around. That's a big trick. Ed Jones over the center. The twisting and tricking up front, confusing the Eagle offensive line. Randy makes that big loop and gets his hands on Cunningham.
Telchik will have to punt from his end zone. Takes a Cowboy bounce and down by the Eagles at about their 35. So Dallas with excellent field position to start this second half. Jody Schultz grabbed the ball and downed it, a 27-yard punt for Telchik. And the Cowboys, as you can see, did not have the same good fortune with field position as the Eagles did in the first half, but they certainly have it now.
Nor did they have the results. Field goal, fumble, blocked field goal. Then they scored the TD just before halftime. All things considered, they're very fortunate to be only 3 points behind.
The 33-yard line of Philadelphia. Walker runs into traffic, and he is stopped after a gain of maybe 2. Seth Joyner made the stop.
That time he was a man looking for a place to hide. The Eagle defense reacting to Herschel Walker, knowing how he can hurt him. All flowed towards the sidelines. He turned around, they turned around.
Interesting to hear Danny White talking about Tony Dorsett, saying, you know, all credit to Herschel Walker. We have an injured player, Andre Waters, on the field for the Eagles. All credit to Walker, who's a tremendous talent. He said, I still think Tony Dorsett is the best running back in the game. And he just feels his skills of his quickness and his vision. That was interesting. How well he sees the field are just assets most runners don't have.
His anticipation also of knowing where to make the cut, sort of one step ahead of the defense, knowing they're going to flow so he can cut back to a hole. Still, you know, after 11 years, he's still a premier running back. And I don't believe he's lost that much of a step. You know, you don't see him in the fastest man competition, but we've seen him go the distance, 99 yards in ball games. A lot of contests I've stood on the sidelines, and hopefully he would trip somewhere along the way, but he'd gain a lot of yardage. When we played against the Cowboys when I was a Redskin, our biggest concern was stopping Tony Dorsett.
Andre Waters still down out there, and it appears his leg is getting some treatment as we look at Tony, and you can see very much he wants to catch Jim Brown. That's obviously a very possible goal for him, and had some feelings about not wanting to run in the replacement games. Thought those statistics would be phony ones, not real NFL stats, but he was handed the ball and picked up yardage. On the season, he's got 243 yards. And there you see Dorsett can certainly catch Franco and Jim Brown. Very realistic goal. Walter Payton, well, who knows? Tony's 33 years old.
That's like trying to catch Father Time.
Russell Gary into the ball game for Andre Waters. 2nd down and 8, Cowboys. Herschel Walker stuffed in the middle. He has not had a whole lot of success trying the middle. Jerome Brown, the big rookie from Miami, and Seth Joyner. Brown, what an enthusiastic young man he is. And he said Reggie White kind of sponsored him when he arrived as a rookie #1 pick this year, and Reggie took him under his wing and said, well, Reggie's my idol. I like that. But he asked him last week, who's your idol? He says, well, this week it's Ken Clark.
Yeah, he's going for an idol of the week. It's changed his whole philosophy a little bit.
He's a terrific kid. Plays the keyboards, and he's teaching Mike Quick how to play the keyboards right in the locker room. 3rd down and 7. White. Complete. Kelvin Edwards. 1st down, Dallas. And they're now at the Eagles' 17-yard line.
I'm sure the Eagles are aware of Kelvin Edwards and what he did last time they played, even though it was a replacement game. White just, here goes Hogue up the middle again. White just sets in the pocket, makes the throw. They're all timing routes. Kelvin Edwards goes down 10 yards, stops, turns around, and Danny White puts the ball right where it should be.
Well, Danny had some good things to say about Kelvin Edwards. He likes what he's seen of this young man. Edwards, a 4th pick of the Saints last year, but released in training camp this year. Walker gets a little more running room and carries a couple of Eagles with him close to the 10-yard line.
Little misdirection. You'll see Danny White set behind him as Timmy Newsome. Fakes to the fullback going one way, bring it back to Herschel Walker inside. Rafferty slips down, or else he'd had a bigger hole. Reichenbach gets a tackle on, the safeties come in and hit him, then everybody hits him.
Hogue, Waters, and Simmons all required to stop Herschel Walker on that one. 2nd and 5. Cowboys after the short Eagles punt in good field position. Walker tripped up behind the line. Ken Clark, number 71, got a hand on him to slow him up. And then Reichenbach arrived with Joyner. Gain of less than a yard for Walker on that one.
Well, you know, we've talked all day. I think the Cowboys are really running the football just because you're supposed to. They haven't gained many yards except the one Herschel Walker broke earlier in the first half. They probably have an average 1 or 2 yards on 1st down. They put Danny White in a 3rd down and long situation most of the afternoon, and he's come up with big plays.
White from the shotgun. Sideline at Cosby, complete. Driven out by Gary Cobb, close to another Dallas 1st down. It'll be just short. 4th and a half yard for the Cowboys at the 7-yard line of the Eagles.
It's an interesting decision by Tom Landry. He's going to go for the 3 points. He's not going to try and risk it. I guess he learned his lesson against the Giants a few weeks ago when they tried to go for it on 4th down. They didn't make it. They got stuffed.
But you're not implying that you'd be going for it here.
Sure, why not? Yeah. Well,
I don't know. 10:32 going to 3rd period.
Yeah, but the Eagles haven't really moved the ball well offensively, so you've kept the pressure all on afternoon. You get 7 points in here, you really put a lot of pressure on the Eagles offense.
Roger Ruzek is good with a field goal, and we have a tie football game at Veterans Stadium. 10:28 to go, 3rd quarter.
A6, hurry and you'll make it.
Delta Airlines ticket agent Sam Singletary knows how to get people moving.
Mr. Franklin, your bag.
But sometimes he has to show off a few moves of his own. The kind of moves that made him a first-string halfback. Sam Singletary shares a feeling with everyone at Delta. He loves what he's doing, and it shows.
We have to
He's the kid.
Something in the way she moves attracts me like no other lover. Something in the way she moves me, I don't want to leave her now.
Its power will move you. Its beauty will stop you. The LeBarons, coupe and convertible, only from Chrysler. LeBarons are beauty with a passion for driving.
Something in the way she moves.
Eddie, understanding your passion for Miller High Life, I brought you something.
A six-pack. No, a bottle. A bona fide Frederick Miller original, circa 1880.
Note, it is just as clear as today's bottle. Proof positive. Miller has been proud to show their dark, rich beer for more than 100 years. Now, that's tradition, Eddie. That's the American way.
That's great, Jim, but I prefer this bottle.
Why is that, Eddie?
Because it's full.
Tim Ryan and Joe Theismann here in Philadelphia. Buddy Ryan applauding his troops, trying to pump them up here. They've just surrendered a field goal, 25 yards to Roger Ruzek, and we have a tie football game here in Philadelphia.
Well, his defense has done the job. They've caused turnovers. They've gotten good field position for the offense, but the offense has not managed to take advantage of it. That's something he's got to be a little bit concerned with.
Ruzek's kickoff comes down at the 5-yard line. Bobby Morse from Michigan State. Good piece of running, gets out to the 24-yard line. Stopped there by Ron Burton, reserve linebacker. And a reminder that next Saturday, 2:30 Eastern Time, number 9 ranked Syracuse. The Orangemen take on Pittsburgh, and the unbeaten Orangemen have been beating up on people. A big win over Penn State last week, and yesterday, look what they did to Colgate, 52-6. Pittsburgh, meanwhile, winning over Navy. Next Saturday, exciting college football action on CBS Sports. Eagles from their own 24. Byers. Good hole for Keith Byers and a first down to the 35. Joe, you mentioned how the Eagles defensively have been solid, at least preventing the Cowboys from big plays, big points. But the Cowboys have had the ball for 22 minutes and 7 seconds in this game to only 11:25, so that's part of the reason why the Eagles offense has not been able to do a whole lot today so far either. They haven't really been out there very much.
Yeah, Tim, but the reason why they've only had the ball 11 minutes and 25 seconds is because they haven't been able to get first downs after one another. So they've hurt themselves in that regard.
Well, they have one here. Byers again. Oh, it's Randall Cunningham is sacked out the left side. Jeff Rohrer put a tremendous hit on him. The ball came loose, but it will be Eagles possession. Good fake out this side to Byers, but the Cowboys on the right side didn't buy it.
Well, you'll see Cunningham make a series of fakes. Now, the Cowboys, again, moving around their defensive line. They don't buy the fake. He gets around Jeffcoat. That's just great athletic ability. Now, he wants to throw, pulls the ball in, and just gets flat knocked down. Again, the ground cannot cause a fumble. That's the reason why the ball was not given to the Cowboys. But, boy, what a hit he took.
Outspoken Jeff Rohrer from Yale put that lick on him. Second and long, a flag on the play. A couple of flags. Keith Byers, the ball carrier, and he may have been moving a little early, but the Eagles say the penalty is going to be against Dallas. So
yeah, you always got to you got to go with the players because they're close to the referee.
That's right, yeah. And no prejudice at all. Well, it's against Dallas. A little technical transmission problem there.
There it is, right there. You know, that's part of the offense. It said, you know, Dorsett and Walker, 21 rushes, 83 yards. The Eagles, 11 rushes, 55 yards. But you can't just break a 10-yarder and then go 2 or 3 series and break another 10-yarder. You have to gain some consistent yardage. That statistic is very misleading to the way the offenses in the rushing game has contributed to each team this afternoon.
It's 2nd and 12 now for the Eagles with the infraction against Dallas. Cunningham in trouble again. Look at him get out of it. position on that play. Kept popping up like a rabbit out of a hat.
This is one coach's nightmare, another coach's dream. If you're Tom Landry and Ernie Stodner, it's a nightmare. If you're Ted Plum and Buddy Ryan, it's a dream. He starts to the right. He's in the grasp of Ed Jones, comes around, spins around to the outside. Now he's still trying to throw the football. Keith Byers says, throw it to me. He says, no, I'm too busy ducking for my life. Now he turns it upfield and lunges for the first down.
First down, Eagles. Keith Byers to the 38 of Dallas. Michael Downs on the tackle. 15-yard gain.
Just a simple pitch out to the left. Byers feeling very healthy. You know, talking to him yesterday, he said he feels so much more confident, so much more comfortable with the offense. Last year was spent trying to learn how to be a professional number one and learn the system number two. He came in with a lot of the Eagles early in February to get more comfortable with this offensive system.
Spagnuolo in motion. Cunningham deep. Incomplete for Mike Quick. May have lost it in the sun. Coverage by Ron Francis, the rookie from Baylor. There are shadows across the entire field with the exception of one corner.
Right here on this, you're going to see the shadows as the players move down the field. That ball is coming dead out of the sun. It's a little bit underthrown. The wind grabs it just a little bit, and it goes right through Mike's hands. Again, you see the shadows. He's looking dead into the sun. Just does sneak away from him. We talked about going, you know, into that end zone. Now, if you look at this particular picture, you see where the sun is, but also that wind just grabs that ball and does funny things with it when it comes down.
Cunningham 6 of 14. Screen out to Quick. Slow to get up, but he was not slow to get downfield. Look at this one.
This is a quick screen. You see, the safeties are blitzing for the Cowboys. The Eagles caught him in the perfect defense. Spagnuolo out front, making the block. There's Matt Darwin. Now look at that hurdling job by Quick. This is a track meet. It's not a football game.
What a terrific piece of running we've seen on 2 out of the last 3 plays. Randall Cunningham, actually 3. And Keith Byers on his run and Quick on that piece.
Right here in this part of the ball game, Tim, conditioning is something we haven't talked about. But these guys have been off for 4 weeks. You've got a definite age factor for the Dallas Cowboys. Their defensive line averages 9 years of experience. There's linebackers 7. Their defensive backs 5. You've got a very young offense, very young football team for the Eagles. If they can keep the pressure on, conditioning-wise, the advantage goes to the younger team.
Defensive play by the Cowboys. Bates was there. The linebacker Steve DeCossey was there. Number 55 batting the ball away.
Cunningham going to the middle. They've double covered both the outside receivers. So it's Spagnuolo working against Hegman and Diossi. He makes the move. Just great defensive play. Steve Diossi gets his hands in, knocks it away.
Lockhart was the injured Cowboy on the play in which Mike Quick hurdled his way down to the 10-yard line. So the middle linebacker, the regular, not on the field. Now he's back in on this play. To the 1-yard line. Keith Byers.
This is a play everybody has seen from the day you start playing football. It's a simple handoff dive play to the fullback. And look at the hole that they create. Schreiber, Darwin, Fury, all opening up a big gap in that Cowboy defense.
Keith Byers having a fine afternoon. Up to 67 yards.
He's becoming the back that they'd hoped he was going to become when they drafted him out of Ohio State last year.
Imagine 2 foot surgeries, 1 to each foot. 3rd and goal. Tony, touchdown.
Misdirection. You're going to see Cunningham fake to the right. Tobias now coming around to the left is Tony, and Michael Downs reads this perfect. He's got a shot at Tony, but he can't hold on to him. Lockhart can't hold on to him. He gets in the end zone. That's about as fine a drive for a touchdown as I've seen in football.
Paul McFadden barefoots it over the goal post for a lead now for the Eagles of 20-13.
Plymouth Sundance. The pride's inside. Designed in and built in. Pride's in the performance, precision handling, front-wheel drive, fuel-injected turbo. Pride's in its quality, backed for 7 years or 70,000 miles. 47 quality standard features. Plymouth Sundance. The pride's inside before you're inside.
The pride's inside, born in America.
All right, Betty, I'll make you a friendly wager. A round of beers, you won't get this.
Darker one's the Miller Highlight. Waitress, 2 Millers, please. He's buying.
That's pretty good. How did you know that?
Common knowledge.
Okay, double or nothing, you don't know why.
Dark roasted malt makes Miller darker. Anybody knows that.
You saw my commercials.
That was you? No, seriously, was that you? That was you? Woo!
Sir, would you prefer hamburger A, a Wendy's hamburger, which is always made fresh, or hamburger B, which is pre-made and sits around?
B! It's hard like my deltoids.
Yes, but wouldn't you rather have the juicy taste of the Wendy's hamburger?
Hey, no pain, no gain. And that beef burger, that's pain, yeah, real pain, the kind I like. That burger put some serious hurt in me. I love it. Got any more?
Most people like the taste of fresh hamburgers, like Wendy's, the best burgers in the business.
Schrader and the Redskins, Kelly and the Bills, then Montana and the Niners, Everett and the Rams. A double-header quarterback attack. Next Sunday on CBS Sports.
We're back at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, where we've had a very exciting football game. A 13-10 halftime lead by the Eagles now stands at 20-13. Their best drive of the day, 75 yards. 9 plays, 5:07 used up on the clock, and that young man, Anthony Tony, took it in from 1 yard out to open a 20-13 lead.
You got big plays in that drive. First one from Randall Cunningham, next one from Keith Byers, next one from Mike Quick, Tony capping it off. That's one of the finest drives I believe I've ever seen a football team put together with individual effort.
Telchik with the kickoff, a bouncing ball fielded at the 25. Timmy Newsom gets out to the 38-yard line, so the Cowboys start with pretty good field position. Now we see the Redskins in a squeaker against the Jets, lead by 1 in the 3rd period. And Washington coming into the game with a 4-1 mark, thanks to the good work by their replacement team. Dallas at 3-2, trying to get to 4-2 here today, and the Eagles 1-4. Next week, the Eagles have another NFC East battle against St. Louis. Some of you will see that game, and others of you will be watching the Redskins at Buffalo. First down, Cowboys. Walker in motion. Play action, White. Man open, and it's overthrown, intended for Dorsett. And you know, when you think back in the context of this game, Joe, that's really about the only bad ball Danny White has thrown in the entire game, and with the exception of one little short one very early that he threw into the ground.
Well, I think that short one has to do with the fact that he can't get his wrist loose. Other than that, Danny White has put on an exceptional show this afternoon in the face of a lot of pressure. He knew he was going to be the man on the bubble and on the hot seat, and he's really responded. Had Tony Dorsett open down the field and just let the ball get away. You know, as a quarterback, when you get the swirling winds like you do in Veterans Stadium, it makes it a little bit difficult to just hang the ball and put it where you want. It floats a little on you. I think that's what happened on that one.
2nd and 10. The Eagles jump around in their defense to give Dallas a different look. Play action again, out to Walker. Here comes his blocker. And Walker gets about 7, and he's stacked up by 3 Eagles. Clyde Simmons, the defensive end. Dwayne Giles, number 53, the linebacker. Terry Hogue, the safety, gets in on it as well.
That was a very similar play to what we saw the Eagles run in hitting Mike Quick earlier in this quarter. That time he fakes to Dorsett in the backfield. Herschel Walker split out, gets a few linemen out in front of him, pick and run your way. The Eagles did a good job reacting.
3 wide receivers in for the Cowboys on 3rd and 3. Now White directing traffic from the shotgun. That's for Edwards. Can't hold on. Kelvin Edwards off the tip of his fingers.
Danny White under pressure again. Clyde Simmons and Jerome Brown put a lot of pressure on him. He makes a great throw. Kelvin Edwards just gets it on his fingertips and can't hold on to it.
So the Cowboys will have to punt. John Saxon, first of the day for Saxon. Deep man is Greg Garrity for the Eagles. Mike Saxon make it. Recovered by the Eagles. A close call there. William Frizzell saved the bacon for Greg Garrity. 4:06 to go.
Today's small cars are tougher than ever on oil. Their high-compression engines not only rev high, they can run hotter than regular small car engines. Their searing heat can begin to break down an oil immediately. That's why there's Castrol, the only leading motor oil that in every grade provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol before your engine does something to get you heated up. Castrol, engineered for today's smaller cars.
The Great American Face, strong, sensitive. The Great American Razor, Atra Plus, solid, with the Lubrismooth strip for extra protection. The Great American Face deserves the Great American Shave. Atra Plus, only from Gillette.
Each year, 9 out of 10 Americans who have their cars insured with Liberty Mutual stay insured with Liberty Mutual.
America, babies in liberty. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Eddie, understanding your passion for Miller High Life, I brought you something.
A 6-pack.
No, a bottle. A bona fide Frederick Miller original, circa 1880. Note, it is just as clear as today's bottle. Proof positive. Miller has been proud to show their dark, rich beer for more than 100 years. Now, that's tradition, Eddie. That's the American way.
That's great, Jim, but I prefer this bottle.
Why is that, Eddie?
Because it's full.
Wednesday.
This young man's father may have been captured by the KGB. We have to get him out. You've involved yourself with a very dangerous man.
You're dead. Robert Mitchum guests on The Equalizer.
Tim Ryan and Joe Theismann here at Veterans Stadium. You old enough to remember John Saxon?
No.
Well, I don't think too many people do anyway, but he's not the punter. Punter's Mike Saxon. What a big play by Frizzell to come up with that loose
Absolutely.
ball.
Garrity lets it go right through his hand. Bang, the ball's bouncing for the Eagles this afternoon.
From their 18-yard line, Philadelphia has the ball and the lead. 20-13, 4:06 to go, third quarter. Anthony Toney, maybe 2 on the play. Eugene Lockhart, the middle linebacker for the Cowboys, makes the stop.
I talked to Ted Plum, who's the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, earlier in the day, and he said that Randall Cunningham is maturing almost on a weekly basis. They give him a few more audibles each week. He said he's never seen him more prepared for a game plan in a football game than he is for this game today.
2nd and 8, the pitch to Toney again. Good defensive play, stripping through the blockers. The Cowboys were waiting for him behind the line. Mike Hegman, the veteran, number 58, making the play. maybe a half yard at most. Third down. 4 new defenders come on for the Cowboys, and their defense starting to look more and more like the Buddy Ryan defense of the Bears days, and now with the Eagles.
Well, what they decided to do today is they've only gone with 3 defensive linemen: Jeff Coates, Jones, and Randy White. They bring in all their defensive backs on the roster and let them play up front.
And it pays off here. Fires nowhere to go, and it was a defensive back, Victor Scott, number 22, coming up to make the play Joe was just describing. And the Eagles will have to punt. The best defensive series yet for the Cowboys. They stopped the Eagles cold.
You know, when they put in all those defensive backs, it places a premium on speed. The right thing to do is run, but when you've got 3rd down and 9, that's a lot to ask a back to pick up against those quick little defensive backs.
John Telchik will punt. Standing at his 6. Kelvin Edwards, the deep man. Bad punt again by Telchik. Takes an Eagle bounce. Rolls down to the 43-yard line of Dallas, where it's down there. So Telchik got a little bit of help from the bounce. Otherwise, not a good kick.
Something in the way she moves attracts me like no other lover. Something in the way she moves me, I don't want to leave her now.
Its power will move you. Its beauty will stop you. The LeBarons, coupe and convertible, only from Chrysler. LeBarons are beauty with a passion for driving.
In the way she moves.
You're out of here.
Things for sure at Meineke.
I'm not going to pay a lot for this muffler, and it better be quality.
Bud says we're not going to pay a lot, and we appreciate your money.
I refuse to pay a lot for this muffler.
So don't worry. We install quality Everlast mufflers from just $18.93 installed.
I'm not going to pay a lot for this muffler and still get quality.
You're not going to pay a lot for quality at Meineke.
Lie down. Bend over backwards. Stand up. Now, disappear. The new Duracell Flip Pocket Light.
Batteries can lose some life waiting to be bought. But only new Duracell packs have a freshness date that guarantees they'll live a long life, not a short one. Freshness dating from Duracell.
A beautiful day for NFL football, and 61,630 are out here compared to last week, the final 3 weeks ago, their last home game, the Ersatz Eagles, and they are enjoying this one here today, especially because their team is in front. But there is a long way to go, and Dallas has the football with 2:06 to go, 3rd period, and excellent field position at their own 44. Set. Not much. Clyde Simmons and Dwayne Giles cut him off. Tampa Bay, threatened a little bit by the Bears, is open to 26-14, and recent word that Jim McMahon has entered the game at quarterback for the Bears.
There's also a game where I think the conditioning is going to be a factor. Chicago's big guys up front, a lot of mobility, a lot of speed, a lot of enthusiasm, can drain you easily. Gets real hot in Tampa.
2nd down and 9. Dallas. Play action. White intended for Cosby, incomplete. Streaking down the sideline, wide open, was Herschel Walker.
Again, they try and move Herschel Walker into positions so that it creates a problem for the Philadelphia defense. That time they couldn't find him. He was split out, but neither could Danny White. He's supposed to clear out on a clearing pattern, and Cosby is supposed to cut in behind him to make a reception. That didn't work.
Well, you can see the crowd here among the 61,000, those who feel that maybe the real Eagles are going to be winners under Buddy Ryan. They're 1-4, trying to climb back into the race. White is sacked. ball again. Dallas recovers. Cowboy ball, but back inside their own 30. Third sack by the Eagles. Reggie White whipping up the crowd. Tremendous enthusiasm that young man has. The third-year man from Tennessee. Waters hurt on the play.
Well, he went out earlier with a calf problem. From the right of your screen, you're going to, or left of your screen, you're going to see Reggie White. There's Ken Clark. Now coming around from the left of your screen, there's Reggie White working on Mark 2A. He just makes the turn, gets a hand on Danny, and Clyde Simmons knocks the ball away. Ken Clark tries to jump on it. 2A with the recovery.
Clyde Simmons and Reggie White, two huge defensive ends with good speed. Simmons at 260, 6'6" tall, and White 6'5", 285. Buddy Ryan calls him the best defensive lineman he's ever been around.
And he also said Jerome Brown, another one of the force up front, was the best football player in his opinion last year in the draft. Of course, that's a defensive coach's opinion.
Yes.
But, you know, you have to take that in consideration.
Waters being attended to on the field, and this opportunity to remind you about next week's action, because the Eagles will be at St. Louis, another key NFC East battle. It's a doubleheader week on CBS. Some of you will see this game, the Redskins at Buffalo.
Redskins having their problems a little bit today with the Jets. 7-6 last time we checked.
New Orleans trailing San Francisco today. Will be at Atlanta, but the Saints a much improved team since Jim Mora arrived. And in the doubleheader game, that rivalry in California, the 49ers will be down at Anaheim against the Rams. Waters coming off the field, and may have been a recurrence of the same injury, perhaps a cramp. We're trying to get a report. Russell Gary has come in to replace him. Cowboys have to punt. Greg Garrity at his 20. Dropped on a good open field tackle. Linebacker number 59, Jesse Penn. 51-yard punt for Saxon.
I can liken. This is what the punter and punt returners have to deal with. Now, you see him kick the ball. Garrity is, first of all, he's got to check and find out the flight of the ball. Now, when it's moving and swirling, he makes the catch. Now he's facing, where do I go with the football? Well, let's go this way. No, I don't want to go that way. Let me go this way. No, party's over.
Garrity probably happy to hold on to that one. Tony, maybe a yard. Again, good pursuit by the Cowboys. Lockhart. They have made running tough on the Eagles. In the last series, they shut them down on 3 consecutive downs. 2nd and 9.
Well, the Eagles can stay in the huddle and let the quarter run out, and they're going to wind up with the wind at their back, which will be a real pleasant experience for Telchik, as well as their offense.
Time winding down in this quarter, and the word on Waters, yes, a cramp in his calf. We expect to see him back. And that's the end of the third quarter. With the score, the Philadelphia Eagles 20, the Dallas Cowboys 13. We now pause for a word from your local station.
This is CBS.
Life is very unique for me. I got a wife in college. I've got a daughter who's 5 years old. And I work nights. Golf. The only thing I ever said about golf is so true. It's not a matter of life and death. It's more important than that. My daughter and I watch Sesame Street together. I love Sesame Street. Yeah, I love to watch ball games. Whether I was a dentist or a sports announcer had nothing to do with it. I'd still be a fan.
Some days it is just not convenient to get to the bank. Fortunately, I've got a phone. And the George Money Management System from First Jersey National Bank. I can check my balance, cover a check, even pay the pool man. All from an ordinary touch-tone phone. When you are as busy as I am, you need the George Money Management System from First Jersey National Bank. Maybe you can get to a phone, you can get to the bank.
General Motors and GMAC announce a special new factory lease program that's too good to pass up. It's only on Oldsmobiles, no other car. So act now and get incredibly low GMAC monthly payments. But the best news is that you can lease a well-equipped Cutlass Sierra for only $239 a month. That's a savings of almost $1,300. This is the GM program you've been waiting for, and it's only on Oldsmobile. But hurry, this special factory offer ends December 31st, and it's exclusively at your Olds Connection dealer.
A burst of data, and then a pause. Another burst, another pause. That's the accepted, inefficient nature of data transmission. But at Bell Atlantic, we found a way to fill those wasteful pauses. Now, many companies can share the use and the cost of expensive data lines. Managing communications technologies to meet your needs, that's what sets us apart. The companies of Bell Atlantic. We make technology work for you.
Today's game, locally sponsored by Bell of Pennsylvania, a Bell Atlantic company.
Bringing up 3rd down and 8. It'll be 3rd and 8 for Randall Cunningham, as we are just underway in the 4th quarter here at Veterans Stadium.
Last time Cunningham tried to take a short set and hit Jackson on a quick post pattern. Actually hit Lockhart in the back.
7 of 17 for Cunningham, not anywhere near White's numbers, but his team is in front, 20 to 13. Cunningham under pressure and again eludes the tackler Bates and gets the ball away, but incomplete. Intended for Quick, a flag is down. And there may be an interference penalty against the Cowboys. Manny Hendricks.
That play was made by Randall Cunningham's ability to escape defenders.
Interference, number 35 defense, first down.
That's just great offensive play. You'll see now Cunningham has the presence to throw the ball. Quick trying to come back and make the play. Hendricks just lost sight of where the ball was and what was going on with Cunningham.
Randall Cunningham got away from Bill Bates. He's been dropped 4 times and hurried a couple of times, but he is...
Yeah, we also ought to put up there escapes because he's made some big ones.
He has certainly made some escapes. Hangs that up for Quick, and he's got it, but out of bounds. Out of bounds. Well, they talk about the gun this young man has. There's a sample right there.
And the one thing I asked him about, what's the one thing you worked on in training camp in the offseason? He said throwing the streak patterns, which this is. He's trying to get his receivers to stay further in from the sidelines. You see what happens? He throws the ball over the outside shoulder of the wide receiver perfectly away from the defensive back, but that time Mike Quick was too close to the sidelines. So how do you interpret that? Mike Quick should have been further in on the field so Cunningham has a place to drop the ball. I guess they have to go back and work on it a little more.
Francis and Downs helped to keep him as wide as he was, however. They had the coverage, 2nd and 10. Out of bounds, overthrown, intended for Garrity, number 86. Garrity in to give Quick a rest after Quick had just made the long run on the preceding play. 3rd and 10, and Quick returns to the lineup.
Ron Francis was the defender on that one. He's a rookie out of Baylor, and it looks like they want to work on the left side.
There you see Andre Waters
getting his tires changed.
That's right.
In the pits, getting some new rubber put on.
Working on that cramped calf muscle. 3rd and 10, Cunningham gets some time. Sideliner too high for Kenny Jackson. Sailed that one.
Put that one on a rope. I'd really be curious to see how far he can actually throw that thing. I mean,
what's your guess?
I'd say 75, 80 yards.
Really?
I think.
How far could you throw it in your prime?
Not 80 yards. My prime, I threw it once, 73 yards.
Really?
Yeah. I was way back in my prime then. Just starting to get primed.
Telchik to punt. He gets this one. Edwards from the 22. Flag down and a loose ball, but whistle dead. We're gonna have a little controversy here. Russell Russell Gary came up with the ball and took it down to the Dallas 12. Now, there was a flag first. Then there was a fumble. What I thought I heard was a very fast whistle. I didn't see the ball hit the ground.
No, it did not. The ball did not hit the ground. It popped up. The question is going to be, and you see the referees conferring now, they've got a difficult decision to make. Did the whistle actually stop play, or was play continued even though there was a slight whistle, which we heard?
Gene Barth is the referee.
Illegal use of the hands against Dallas. Penalty refused.
They didn't hear any whistle.
It is Eagles ball. And again, I said I thought I heard a whistle. May not have been a whistle. I don't want to say that there was. But it sounded to me like there might have been, but play carried on. It is Eagles ball. Russell Gary.
You'll see the lower part of your screen, the official coming from the left. Now, Kelvin Edwards starts up inside. There's number 76 waving his hands, you see? He waves his hands. He started to blow the whistle a little bit, turns around, and they go in the other direction.
It was Terry Hogue who pried it loose from Kelvin Edwards. 34, Hogue.
He's never down. That ball popped up in the air.
And here comes Gary on the fly.
Catches it on the run.
Eagles ball at the 12-yard line. They block a field goal try to set up the score. Dallas has fumbled to them twice, and now a third time. Fires hit at the 10-yard line. Got maybe 3 on the play. So turnovers continue to plague the Cowboys this afternoon. 4 fumbles, they've lost 3 of them, and they've had a field goal block to boot.
Kelvin Edwards, one of the replacement players that has made the Dallas Cowboy football team. Young man with a lot of talent, just going to have to learn to hang on to the piece.
Second down, inside the 10. Fires. Inside the 5. Rohr and Lockhart made the tackle. Byers did not have a real good grip on that, nearly lost it.
Well, you know, it's a little chilly. It's just a little cool outside. Here comes Spagnola in motion. He's going to turn up, put a block. You see him hit Rohr on the outside. Now Byers leading up. He's got the ball in his left hand. Now it almost comes out. Actually, it does get away from his body. As the evening comes on in Philadelphia, it's getting a little bit chilly. You've got that swirling wind on the field. It makes it a little harder to hold the pigskin.
3rd and 2. Inside the 5. Byers hit right at the line by Hegman. Eagles missed a block on Hegman. He had a free shot and did the job. 4th down. Cunningham signaling that it's just about a yard for a first down, but the field goal unit is on.
And without hesitation, Buddy Ryan sends his field goal unit out.
12:34 and counting down in the 4th period.
I'd agree with this one, see? Well,
I think you should have agreed with the one by Landry as well.
Well, looking back, I think so. Well, you know, really, in that situation, you've got them backed up. You've got their offensive stop. You might have well tried it, but here, you got a chance to go 10 points up.
McFadden from 21 yards out. And the Eagles widen their lead. 12:10 to play. It's 23-13.
About the Honda Accord, the experts at Car and Driver have said, quote, "The engine hums sweetly. The steering is deliciously accurate. Cruising is hushed. The Accord is world-class comfortable. It's enough to make us blush."
No, fellas. Look here, fellas. Let's do one for Mr. Seagram. Now, look here, Mr. Seagram. You sound like my kind of guy, yay. You make that? Seagram's golden wine cooler. And you make it wet and dry. Oh, now, Mr. Seagram. You're my kind of guy. My kind of guy.
This NFL game summary is sponsored by Seagram's Coolers. This is where the fun starts.
Well, there's a look at what has happened here in Philadelphia today. Turnovers have plagued the Dallas Cowboys, and they have led to 13 Eagle points. And you can see that Dallas has a considerable edge in total yardage, but the scoreboard is all it counts, despite the fine day by Danny White thus far, 23-13. The third field goal by McFadden, opening the lead to 23-13, Joe. But the big play so far, well, one of many, but certainly the most fun play, the blocked field goal by Clyde Simmons.
Well, you see, Reggie White gets credit officially, but Clyde Simmons gets his hands on it. Terry Hogue picks it up and starts down the field. And, you know, you look at the speed of the defensive back. That's Rohr trying to make a tackle. Now, Hogue's going to get tackled. He goes to the ground. He says, no, here you go. William Frizzell takes it, and he says, I'll take it down a little bit. Then he looks for Gary. Now, Gary makes the move, but that was illegal. That was a forward lateral. You saw the flag come in, but it certainly was exciting.
Well, it led to the first field goal, the first touchdown, pardon me, of the day by the Philadelphia Eagles. Cunningham to Spagnuolo. Now, here's a good return for the Cowboys out to the 35-yard line by Darryl Clack. So the Cowboys in good field position again from their 35-yard line, a 33-yard return by Clack. Now, don't forget, next Saturday, college football on CBS Sports. Number 9 ranked and unbeaten Syracuse against arch rival Pittsburgh. Live at 2:30 Eastern.
And Pittsburgh, of course, being the only defeat to the University of Notre Dame, the ranked University of Notre Dame Fighting Irish. There comes a time in a football game when there are certain key situations. This is a key situation for the Dallas Cowboys. They have to mount some type of a drive to take the momentum and the steam out of the Philadelphia Eagles machine. They've been stopped. They've made mistakes. They've made all kinds of turnovers. Now they get a chance to gain momentum back, and this is where I believe that having the veterans that they do and having been in tough ball games like this, it'll be an advantage for them.
Dorsett just picked up 2 yards, but Joey has not been a factor today. 32 yards rushing on 11 carries.
Well, the running game as a whole hasn't been a factor for the Cowboys.
Play action. Set. Fourth of the day by the Eagles. Simmons and Clark combined to haul down Danny White at the 26.
Well, this is a quick screen. There's Rafferty in the middle, Zimmerman on his left, Crawford Kerr on his right. Now, Danny has to get rid of the ball, but Andre Waters has floated out. Now, it's not the offensive line's fault. Danny's got to unload it. When you've got a quick screen set up, you can't pull it back down. You've got to throw it out into row 16 or throw it somewhere where the defense is not going to get it, but because there's no blocking for you.
It brings up third down and about 18 for Danny White. Pressure again. He just unloaded that ball. A flag comes down as he was dropped by Clyde Simmons. Now, they may be
intentional grounding.
It is intentional grounding. Cowboys plead their cause. Newsom saying, hey, I was in the area.
Now you see Danny White's just going to do anything he can to get rid of the ball. Clyde Simmons is closing fast. He actually hits Reggie White in the head. Timmy Newsom said, I was in the area. I was in the area. The official says, no. Gene Barth says, that's not the case.
Well, a real hurry-up on this punt situation. And players running all over the field. Saxon at the goal line. Good kick. Mike Saxon. Bearcat signals Garrity at the 45 of the Eagles. So they've got a good spot to start from. They lead by 10 points with 10:37 remaining regulation time.
Sehen Sie sich bloß einmal diese hohe Kraft. Der Mann ist wie eine menschliche Kanone. Er explodiert.
Every major government is spending millions getting ready for next year's Olympics. Except one. In America, Olympians can't depend on government funding. That's why the Miller Brewing Company is proud to be the sole sponsor of the U.S. Olympic Training Centers. With these centers and a lot of hard work, our team can take on anybody, no matter what they spend.
Buy 10 rolls
$50 or more of Owens Corning pink insulation now and get your favorite NFL team jacket free.
I like Wheaties because they're just like running backs, crispy when you crunch them.
I like Wheaties because they're just like linemen. They got no sweetness. Packed in.
Go tell your mama what the big boys eat.
Faithfully, Honda has been #1 in customer satisfaction, #1 in import owner loyalty, #1 for the money. Introducing new Faithful, the new Honda Civic hatchback, one of the lowest priced wonders in America. You can count on it.
They crushed Penn State and charged into the top 10. They are the season's dream team, Syracuse. But can they topple Pittsburgh? Next Saturday on CBS Sports.
Well, at the end of our football activity today, you've had enough sports for the Sunday. It's time to get in on our outstanding lineup of programming on CBS. 60 minutes. If you don't know what cola payola means, and I don't, ask the manager of your supermarket. If he won't tell you, 60 minutes will. That'll be followed by Murder, She Wrote, and the Sunday movie Family Sins tonight. James Tarantino and Joe Eikenberry. Play action. Complete to Tony. Tony stepped out, but not before he got to the 24-yard line of Dallas.
That time it's Randall Cunningham who put so much pressure on the Dallas defense. Here you'll see him make the fake to Keith Byers, holds the defense. Look at Jeffcoat get pulled inside. Now he just makes a little dink throw to Tony, and he turns upfield, gets an escort. Spagnola leading the way. Mike Quick down there trying to block.
Well-executed 30-yard gain.
But he got so excited, took his headset off.
Eagles inside the Cowboy 25. Play action again. Same play the other way to Tony. To the 15-yard line. You know, that big, tall, lanky quarterback at 6'4" is a very good ball handler.
Oh, he's a good ball handler. Does a nice job. And what's really impressed me is his composure and his ability to just put a great touch on the ball. Having watched him last year, he had a tendency to throw the ball too hard to the shorter receivers. Now he's developing a touch where he just lays the ball out, makes it really easy for the guys to catch and get turned upfield. Randall Cunningham, you can almost watch him grow on a week-to-week basis.
Well, it's interesting, too, that he's got to be real busy with his mouthpiece. Takes it out when he calls each play.
I don't know how he can get the communication through.
Second half, about a yard. Well, he takes it out. Fires. Has the first down. Philadelphia knocking on the door again. Randy White and Jeff Rohrer stopped him. But the ball is now at the 11-yard line.
That's going to tighten up the division. The Jets are leading the Redskins 16-7. That makes this game so important. There's Jeff Rohrer. Now, on that last play, Jeff Rohrer is forced outside because Cunningham is rolled out once to the left, once to the right. He came outside to make sure he had contained on Cunningham and wound up allowing Byers to pick up that additional yardage inside. A mobile quarterback puts so much pressure on a defense.
First down. They need to get to the one for another first down. Quick drop and a pass behind Kenny Jackson.
Now that time, Sling. That's what I'm going to call him. Sling. Cunningham.
Well, he slung it out there.
He slung it out there too quick. I mean, he really fight. That time he didn't set his feet. He was in a hurry. His mind knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but he didn't have time for his body to catch up with it.
Matt Cavanaugh, you see, number 6, the backup quarterback, signaling in this play.
He's a good guy to have on the sidelines for Randall because he has somebody to talk to and communicate with.
Second and 10. Byers, nice piece of running. Close to the 5-yard line. Michael Downs made the stop. Third down. About 4 for the first.
Here's Cunningham. Now, you see Spagnola go in motion, and Byers just turns it upfield. Lockhart gets caught out of position. Byers comes up and hurdles going in. Now, I was watching the field. You can't see it on the television set, but Randall Cunningham was signaling over to the sidelines. Oh, well, he wanted to play. He was signaling over the sidelines. I want to run something. I want to run something. But Byers went out with a little bit of an injury. Tuttalatasi came in with a little bit of a late substitution and ran out of time on the 30-second clock. So good decision. You're down in scoring range. You don't want to give up that opportunity. Call the timeout. That's a well-used timeout.
Discussion there with Ted Plum and Buddy Ryan, and here's how we stand, 23-13 with 6:13 to play. And meanwhile, the Redskins atop the division at 4-1 are trailing the Jets.
And they're playing at home also, yeah.
And Dallas, of course, they would like to win here today to make it a 4-2 mark for them. Their replacement team, like the Redskins, did well. They were 2-1. Redskins were 3-0. The Eagles at 1-4, a victory today, and a Washington loss. Suddenly, lots of excitement again in the NFC East. And next week, they have their second of 5 consecutive matchups against NFC East Division rivals. They'll be at St. Louis. Many of you will see that game here on CBS. Washington will be at Buffalo. Jim Kelly and company against the Redskins. And some of you will see that game.
There goes Sling back into the huddle. I like that. I mean, he throws the ball like a slingshot. I mean, he's got such great whip in his arm. When he really sets his feet and fires it, I don't know if anybody throws the ball any harder.
San Francisco and New Orleans, they're in a struggle there, 24-19. Saints still in that one late. 6:13 to go here in Philadelphia. Double motion move by Jackson. Cunningham wide open is Spagnola. Touchdown. John Spagnola's second touchdown of the afternoon. Wide open in the end zone. A happy Randall Cunningham says, this is fun.
That's right. You know, the one thing, too, is Spagnola takes the signals from the coach and relays them to Cunningham. He must have had a big smile on his face when he took that one from the sidelines and said, look, I'll be open. Throw me the ball.
McFadden with a point after. Eagles leading 30-13. The Cowboys have a big uphill struggle. 6:07 remaining in the fourth quarter. Well, there's the man who was the Union player rep for the Eagles.
There's Kenny Jackson doing a little dance. Now, he fakes it to Kenny Jackson. Spagnola just slides into the middle. Absolutely no Cowboy near him. They're taking advantage. The Eagles took advantage of the great pursuit by the Dallas defense. You see Rohr start across, Jeffcoat start across, Cunningham pumps outside, makes the throw. Nobody near Spagnola. Absolutely no one near him.
Joe, let me correct the time remaining. Again, there are a couple of lights out on the clock that I've been reading. It looks like a 6, but it is an 8. 8 minutes and 7 seconds left. So there is time for the Cowboys to get back into this, but they're going to have to make something happen on this next offensive series.
And the one way they've been able to move the football today has been through the air. So if they're going to be able to do it, they have been, and they should be able to get down the field, but they're going to have to get it in this series and get some points on the board. They've got to cut into this lead right now to position themselves to be able to make a run at it later on in the quarter.
Randall Cunningham's second touchdown pass, both to John Spagnola. Darryl Clack, he's got some running room. Good return by Clack, good blocking by the Cowboys. And he has it out near the 40-yard line of Dallas. Russell Gary stopped him there. Now, following the end of our contest today, we'll be bringing you the NFL Today at our post-game show, scores and highlights from around the rest of this return to real NFL football this afternoon. And God bless all those replacements who tried their little hearts out, but the difference in quality is quite considerable.
You can see the difference in it. You know, the guys gave it all they had. Now I bet you they're enjoying watching the big boys play.
White in trouble again. Just gets it away over the head of Cosby. Eagles defense just keeps coming and coming.
Danny White just doing a terrific job to stay alive in that pocket. Clyde Simmons up against Mark Tuinei, Jerome Brown up against Jeff Zimmerman, Crawford Kerr having to take on Kent Clark, and of course Kevin Cogan having to go head-to-head with Reggie White. How'd you like to have that? 3 days worth of practice, and you got to go up against Reggie White.
Well, even Tom Landry said these guys were going to get a wealth of experience in their very first game.
He said these two rookies were rookies. He figured by the second half they'd be veterans.
That's right. Second and 10. White in and out of the hands of Herschel Walker. And Walker had a great chance there to blow by Seth Joyner had he caught the ball. A lot of running room.
Well, they're trying to isolate, which is actually that's a great call to try and isolate Herschel Walker one-on-one on a linebacker. Of course, one-on-one on anybody, and I think Herschel has the advantage. But you get him matched up against a linebacker going full speed across the field, and he makes the catch. There's a lot of green in front of him, even some on his helmet.
3rd and 10, and this is the biggest play of the game for the Cowboys. They're down 30 to 13. They simply have to get a first down here. Sideliner almost intercepted. Intended for Banks. William Frizzell, the former Detroit Lion, knocked the ball loose and nearly picked it off. Make it Cedric Brown, number 23, not Frizzell. Credit where it's due. The first-year man out of Washington State. Free agent signed a year ago.
He ran the route for Gordon Banks that time.
4th down. Cowboys in some severe difficulty. Saxon. Short punt. Caught at the 30-yard line by Garrity. Now here's a punch up out at midfield. They didn't get any punches thrown, but they were testing their arm muscles there. William Frizzell.
He heard you talk about him.
I guess so, and he wanted to make sure he got on camera.
Right.
And I think it was Michael Downs. We'll come back and have a look at that. All Britain it was. We'll be right back. 30 to 13.
Giving that extra effort makes winners. Be all you can be. Sponsored by the U.S. Army. All rookies must prove themselves, but it may have been even harder for the New Orleans Saints' Reuben Mays. A Canadian by birth and a running back by profession, Mays came to New Orleans as the 57th player selected in the 1986 NFL Draft. By season's end, he was the top rookie in the league. Coupling enormous talent with an equally enormous desire to succeed, Reuben Mays has become the best he can be.
Hey, could I tap some of your computer expertise, son?
So you finally gave in?
Yeah, for starters, how does the disk fit into the disk drive?
Okay.
The Army can train you to program, operate, or fix computers.
What does the printer interface do?
It lets the computer talk to the printer.
They talk to each other. What do they say?
And then there's a telephone modem hookup.
And the computer training you get is yours forever.
Like you're not going to be the only computer expert in the family.
Find your future in the Army.
Well, next Saturday on CBS, it's Syracuse and Pitt at 2:30 Eastern Time. The last time this matchup meant as much to both teams was back in 1963. Paul Martha led Pitt to a 35-27 victory en route to a 9-1 season and a number 4 national ranking. This year, the Panthers made their mark by upsetting Notre Dame 2 weeks ago. Only loss suffered by the Fighting Irish this year. Meanwhile, in upstate New York, Syracuse has emerged as the new beast of these. This was one of 4 Don McPherson touchdown strikes to wide receiver Tommy Kane in yesterday's rout of Colgate. The Orangemen crushed Penn State earlier, so Saturday afternoon, 2:30 Eastern Time, it'll be Pitt and Syracuse here on CBS.
Tim Ryan with Joe Theismann here at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. 7:34 remains in the 4th quarter, and the Eagles have the ball at their own 30-yard line. Tom Landry will have to come up with some big stuff here.
He's got to be looking for some help from upstairs.
Keith Myers pounds for about 3 yards, and again some more pushing and shoving there. Bill Bates of the Cowboys and number 76 Adam Schreiber, the left guard for the Eagles.
See where the circle is, the lower left of your screen. Albritton, as the ball comes down, Garrity's going to fair catch it. Now they just get that's what happens, you know. You don't want to cover guy downfield. Everybody just start throwing punches and mixing it up. Frizzell, that's Victor Scott. Get two Eagles down on the right, and there they are. Best way to stop a bout is to grab a guy's face mask. Of course, I never got involved in anything like that. I read about that.
It's kind of an arm wrestling contest. Cunningham on 2nd and 8. Slides in. They might be short of the first down. He had room to get there, but I think he thought he was going to make the line. Now, they don't give him where his feet go.
He didn't think he was going to make the line. He thought he was going to hit a whole bunch of Cowboys. And he decided that he didn't want to go any further. That's a very good decision. You're up 30-13. You want to keep the ball in play. You want to keep the clock. But more importantly, you want to keep yourself in the game. Nothing's gained by trying to dive if you're the quarterback for 1 or 2 yards.
Steve Pelura warming up on the sidelines. White's had an outstanding day for Dallas, but 3 for 10 in the second half. And he can sack twice. Cunningham will get it this time, and he slides in to the 41-yard line.
That time he could have ran out of bounds. The slides are all right. I think he's a little embarrassed. Look at the smile on his face. I think he's just a little embarrassed. He knows he could have ran out of bounds. It doesn't, quarterbacks, we get a bad enough rap anyway, but you can't slide all the time.
Well, you get all the glory and the money, too. I mean, it's okay to get a rap every now and then.
Yeah, Keith Bryer's bringing in play. Sure, I know, but, you just don't like to get that reputation.
Speaking of quarterbacks, they just handed me this. Jim McMahon has just scored on a 1-yard run. 5:31 still to play in the 4th period. And now Tampa Bay leads 26-20. Loose ball. Tony fumbled it. Looks like the Cowboys have it. Dallas has recovered at the 49-yard line of the Cowboys. Ed Jones, too tall, came up with a loose ball.
Well, that could be the break the Cowboys are looking for. It's just a simple pitch. Cunningham turns around, flips it out to Tony. He makes the turn upfield. Jeffcoat gets caught inside. Down gets caught. Lockhart, Smerrick's in the game. Ball just pops loose. Michael Downs knocking the ball loose. Steve Pelura coming in the ball game for the Cowboys. Tony makes the turn. He's got the ball tucked away in fine position. Downs just comes in and strips it away from him. I mentioned it gets a little chilly in Philadelphia, and the ball becomes a little more difficult, a little slicker to hold on to.
Steve Pelura is the quarterback. Pelura escapes the sack, and it's hit hard at midfield. Might be a one-play game for Pelura. Seth Joyner nearly broken in half. Pelura done a great job to elude the charge by Jerome Brown, only to be met with a crushing tackle by Joyner.
Well, you'll see what happens is he's got the ball. Now he starts to go down, and that left forearm, gosh, just a whack on the side of the head. He's down for the count. Hopefully he'll be all right, just a little bit dazed.
Well, while they attend to Steve Pelura, let's go to Brent Musburger for an NFL update.
All right, Tim. Jim McMahon, playing for the first time this year, dives into the end zone for the touchdown. The Bears blow the extra point. Tampa continues to lead by 6 now, 26-20. Let's go back to Tim.
Okay, Brent, they're still working on Steve Pelura down there. Danny White is back out on the field. Now, this is an unfortunate thing for anybody to get hurt here, Joe, but I just want to get your analysis here of what you think Tom Landry was thinking, sending in Pelura. I mean, was he saying, well, 30-13, we better get a fresh horse in there? On the other hand, White, despite the fact he's 3 for 10 in the second half, over the game has been a dangerous guy for them.
Well, he has, but you see, they've started to get a lot of pressure. As you mentioned, he's 3 for 10 in the second half. They put just a ton of pressure on him. I think Tom's also seen the fact that Randall Cunningham has escaped a lot because of his mobility. Pelura is able to run, as we see here on this particular scramble. Pelura has the ability to scramble and make things happen. He can make something out of nothing. Danny White is basically a pocket passer. Right there, he just gets his head crunched by the forearm of Joyner. But that's why I think Coach Landry put him in, because Pelura can move around, and the fact that you're 17 points down with 5 minutes to go in the game. It's a good opportunity to get Pelura a chance to play a little bit. But I think more importantly, it's his mobility, and that's the reason why he put him in the ballgame.
Well, it's 2nd and 9 as Pelura, with his good effort, escaping from Brown, taking the hit from Joyner, got a yard. And Danny White takes over at the 50-yard line. A gain of maybe 2.
Yeah, Danny does a smart thing. He takes a short set, fires the ball out to Cosby. Cosby gets out of bounds, saving a little bit of, actually, what's a really valuable time right now for the Cowboys. They need every second they can hang on to in this ballgame.
4:40 left to play. 3rd down and 6. Where it is that Steve Pelura will not return.
You were right, one play.
First down, Dallas, but a flag is down. Holding Dallas. Buffalo and Miami. Look at that.
68 offense. 10-yard penalty. We'll replay a 3rd down.
Crawford Kerr charged with the hold, and we see Steve Pelura being attended to on the Dallas bench.
Buddy Ryan with Cooper and Brown, 2 of his defensive backs, going to send them in. 3rd down in a bunch. Now he makes his substitutions. I do remember when you actually played with 11 men just on defense in football. You know that.
Yes.
I played that long ago. I do remember when just 11 guys started the game and finished the game.
Every play looks like a fire drill out there these days with substitutions. 3rd down, 17. White. The ball was tipped. It's caught by Edwards. Short of the 1st down, but a good effort, alert concentration by Kelvin Edwards, because the ball was tipped en route to him. 4th down, obviously Dallas will have to go.
Andre Waters on that play made the #1 mistake, or the one thing they teach a defensive back: attack the ball at its highest point when it's in the air. That time, as the ball was tipped at the line, he waited for it to come to him. Kelvin Edwards did the right thing by coming back and taking it out of Waters' hands.
Tremendous comeback on the screen there by Detroit against Green Bay. For Edwards, flag down, play broken up by Albert Fowles, number 29. Flag was closer to the line of scrimmage. Offside, Eagles. That'll get Dallas a 1st down. And they are in Eagles territory at the 40.
Lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. That gives them a 1st down.
Jerome Brown, the Miami rookie, trying to get a little extra edge.
Yeah, he's just in a hurry to get into Zoom's face. You know, Jeff Zimmerman's nickname is Zoom.
Well, I asked Brown, I said, how'd you do against Zimmerman? You played at Miami, he played at Florida. He said, yeah, we met 4 times. And he agreed that if somebody asked him the scoreboard, it would be for him 4 to love.
Yeah, would you expect anything different?
I don't know whether Zimmerman agrees. White. What a catch. Mike Renfro. Leaping, diving catch for Renfro. 1st down at the Eagles' 20.
So play action pass on 1st down. He's going to fake the ball to Herschel Walker. Now, we've talked about how conscious the Eagles are. You see them react. Mike Renfro coming from the top of your screen. Now, Danny just does, again, what he's done all afternoon. Hang the ball up in perfect shape. Renfro makes a great catch. He didn't have to go up in the air. He just could have kept on running.
Dallas 1st down at the 19 of the Eagles. Look at the Eagles shifting. For Walker, incomplete.
This one's going to come right at you. Danny White's going into the pocket. The blitz is on, which is nothing unusual. Herschel goes outside. Now he tries the old basket behind the back. Little hit me in the face. Throw it up in the air. You know, it's hard to catch a ball just as your head hits the ground and the ball's in front of it. It's like a soccer shot.
Look at this final. Pittsburgh over Cincinnati. And he thought the Bengals, serious Super Bowl contender this year.
I one of them.
Had had that tragic loss to San Francisco on the final play, losing to Pittsburgh. Screen pass, Dorsett. Touchdown. Tony Dorsett.
Boy, if you're a Cowboy fan, how many times have you seen the Dallas Cowboys get down to the 20-yard line, throw a little screen play to Tony Dorsett, and let him pick his way into the end zone? That time the Cowboys took advantage of the aggressive nature of the Philadelphia Eagles, let them all rush Danny White, dumps the ball out to Tony Dorsett on the left side, and Tony breaks it in for 6.
Steve Pelor had his bell rung there a few plays back, is out holding for the point after. We're glad to see that he's all right.
Hopefully he'll see only one ball.
Mike, Roger Ruzek will be attempting the point after. 2:58 still to play. And Ruzek has the point after. And it's a 10-point margin.
Again, here come the Eagles. They're going to put a lot of pressure on Danny White. You see the moves up front. Ken Clark, Reggie White, Mike Pitts all putting pressure on. Now Tony Dorsett sifts out to the left. Jeff Zimmerman leading the way, gets a good block on Reichenbach. There you see Kerr lead the way. Rafferty's out front, and Tony just gets on into the end zone. Even Mike Renfro going to signal for the 6. That's always the job of the wide receiver downfield. Signal for the touchdown.
51 yards in 6 plays. Danny White to Dorsett for a 19-yard score and a 10-point deficit now. With 2:58 still to play, the Eagles led 13-10 at the half in a closely fought contest, with Dallas dominating in the offensive stats but turning the ball over and giving Eagles their scoring opportunities. Here in the second half, Dallas cut the margin early in the third period, but then Tony sent the Eagles up on top again, 20-13, and now they have a 10-point lead with Dallas scoring on this last play.
There you see, they only had the play, you know, the most plays they've had is 7. Also on this last drive that went where they took the ball from Rome 49, it was 4th down and 4 when the ball was actually taken away, but given back to them on a penalty.
Dallas showing an onside kick.
Maybe.
It's kept in play. Dallas says they have it. Hold on to your cowboy hats in Texas.
They do have it.
Discussion there. Gene Barth, the referee.
It's Cowboy ball.
Ron Francis came up with the football for the Cowboys, and it is Dallas ball.
There you're going to see the ball hit the ground. Now it's going to go up in the air. Right there, the ball goes up in the air. And the worst thing you can have it do is land back in the field. It's a jump ball, a mad pile up, and the Cowboys get on it.
All right, so the Cowboys with 2:51 to go and a 10-point deficit have successfully executed that onside kick.
Gene Barth explaining to everybody that the Dallas Cowboys have the football. That's what he said.
I'll take your word for it, because I couldn't hear him.
Well, look at that's
they have the ball.
That's right.
That's denying that.
We had to say that.
Danny White at quarterback. Lots of time left. Deep for Barksdale and broken up by Roynell Young. Well, the Washington Redskins have pulled in front of the Jets 17-16 in the fourth quarter.
And that's the second time that there's one for you, Atlanta and Houston, 30-30. Lots of points on the board in this first week back to real football. That's the second time in the game that the Cowboys have tried to go after Roynell Young, and the second time in the game that he's knocked the ball away. They've worked on Elbert Fowles most of the day. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to throw that. They do throw to the left side.
2nd and 10. To the short man, Barksdale, but he had to dive for the catch and was unable to get moving before the Eagles stopped him there. Gain of maybe 4 yards at most for Barksdale. Rod Barksdale came over from the Raiders in the trade for Ron Fellows, and not seen a lot of action today. Pass is coming his way, but he was the man they went too deep there.
Here's another one of those big situations in the ballgame.
Third down. Retreat so far back, he ran into the official. 2 minutes to play.
Most bottled beers have to take the heat of pasteurization. And this can change the real taste. But there's one kind of beer that's not heat pasteurized, draft beer. And now there's real draft beer in bottles. Miller Genuine Draft. It's not heat pasteurized. It's cold filtered, so it retains all of its rich, smooth, real taste. Miller Genuine Draft.
It's as real as it gets.
Radio Shack's sale price Tandy 1000 TX brings the gift of a true high-speed business computer to your home affordably. PC compatible, easy to use, with 7 ready-to-run programs for the family. Keep a budget. Write term papers, even create graphics or learn music. Save $250 on the high-speed Tandy 1000 TX, color monitor included, only $1249. Tandy Computers, because there is no better gift value. Only at Radio Shack.
Used to be, an economy car was efficient and affordable, but a bit underpowered. Then, this is now the new fuel-injected 4-door Civic from Honda.
Danny White scrambling as he takes a snap from center. He feels the pressure from the defense. Now, the guy circled is Gene Barth, the referee. He's back to protect Danny White. Now, Reggie White flushes Danny White back to the left. Clyde Simmons, Dwayne Giles make the move, but he runs into Gene Barth. Now, he throws the ball down. He comes up in disgust, and he says, for crying out loud, get out of the way. Gene says, look, Danny, I'm trying to get out of the way. He's also trying to protect him.
He's also 22 yards deep. He could have said, what are you doing back this far?
I wonder if he gets a half a sack.
4th down, they got to go again. White steps up. Incomplete. Intended for Gordon Banks. And the Cowboys have to surrender the ball. The Redskins squeaked it out against the Jets at home in Washington, 17-16, and Washington moves up to 5-1. A field goal by former Giant Ali Haji Sheikh. 28 yards out provided the victory. Buddy Ryan feeling like maybe he's got this one in his win column, which would bring them to 2-4 as the Redskins have moved to 5-1. Dallas, if they lose here, they fall to 3-3. Cunningham to Myers. Myers got about a yard, and Dallas takes a timeout. Brooks and Jones on the tackle for the Cowboys. 1:49 on the clock. Dallas has 2 timeouts remaining.
And I'll guarantee you the coaches now, of course, Ernie Stautner and Tom Landry on the Dallas sideline saying, try and strip the ball away. Let's see if we can get the ball back. The Eagle coaches telling Randall Cunningham, when you go into the huddle, there's Tom talking to defense. Now, Buddy, all he's saying to Randall Cunningham is tell everybody to hang on to the football. We can run the clock out. We've got this thing if we don't put it on the ground.
Myers has 87 yards rushing today, Joe. He's had a real good afternoon for the Eagles, number 41.
And it's got to be
2 consecutive foot surgeries.
That's right. It's got to be a pleasant surprise because he's beginning to become the back that they'd hope he would.
2nd and 10. Myers again. Myers dances through a good hole at the point of attack and picks up about 6 yards. Michael Downs and Eugene Lockhart stop him.
You know, this is going to be a real test for Tom Landry and his football team. One way you solve problems on a football team when there's some kind of dissension is by winning. If you lose, it only compounds itself. I believe that Coach Landry, in all the years that he's coached, probably has his biggest challenge these next few weeks trying to keep his football team together.
Giants in front of St. Louis in another NFC East battle. Good point, Joe. It's going to be a most interesting remainder of the season. This score just handed me. The Tampa Bay Bucks were leading 20-0 in this game against the Bears. Miracle Man McMahon has just passed Neil Anderson, and it is now 27-26 Chicago with 1:28 to play. And you see the Eagles' schedule, as we pointed out earlier, 5 consecutive NFC East games. And this one a huge one to them, counting today's game. And next week they go to St. Louis and then Washington, the Giants, and St. Louis again.
Well, you know, Coach Landry said this is a 10-game season now. It's up to us to make something happen.
Cunningham with Rohrer in pursuit. Trying to dive out of bounds. He came up a little short.
No. That time not, Tim. What he did is set such tremendous presence of mind. He knows if he runs out of bounds that the clock gets stopped. He gets the first down. He goes down in bounds. The most important thing to the Eagles right now is keeping that clock running. That was a very smart move. That wasn't like the one last time where he slid and not gone out.
Joe, until he's actually touched by a Cowboy, why would they even stop the play there until he's touched by a Cowboy?
With the rule with the quarterbacks, if the quarterback makes a decision or an impetus that he's going to go down on his own, they blow him dead to protect him. So that's what he did. That's one of those new rules to protect the quarterback.
Even if it's not a slide, in other words.
Just as long as, well, that was an ugly slide. That was a head-first ugly slide is what that was. But that was a great presence of mind. His maturity, as I've mentioned all afternoon, has been the most impressive thing to me watching him play last year and this year.
24-yard line, a first down for the Eagles with 1:19 on the clock.
He's run the ball 6 times today for 43 yards. Of course, the most spectacular was in that drive, that 75-yard drive for a touchdown when he scrambled around for the big first down pickup.
Cowboys have used up their final timeout. And a delay of game against the Eagles. They had Tony lined up way back just to make sure he could cut off any bad things happening to them. San Francisco has stopped the Saints 24-22, a thriller there. And New Orleans will be at Atlanta next week here on CBS Sports. That starts at 12:30 Eastern time, and the doubleheader game will have the 49ers at the Rams. And San Francisco has moved to 5-1.
Eagles are going to just run the clock out now. Cunningham will take as many snaps that are necessary. All this is going to do is hurt his rushing yardage a little, but I'm sure he doesn't care, nor does Buddy Ryan.
30-20. Eagles lead the Cowboys.
Under a minute. The story of the game, really, the story of the game was the Cowboys had a lot of offense the first half. The Eagles weren't able to take advantage of the turnovers. In the second half, the Eagle offense came on, and the Cowboy offense kept on moving the ball. But I have to say that the Eagle offense did the job against that Cowboy defense the second half. The fans want to see him do something exciting.
Well, what's exciting is up on the scoreboard.
That's exactly right. I mean, you know, the ones that are left in here want to see him run around, but they're feeling real good about what the Eagles have done this afternoon.
Well, they were one of the few teams that had nobody cross the picket line. They built confidence and closeness during that period, and a victory here today over Dallas certainly will only improve that. Now Cunningham's going to throw it to Quick, and it is a flag down on the incompletion in the end zone. 2 seconds remain on the clock. Francis had the coverage for the Cowboys, and the Eagles will have the ball at the 1.
And the Eagles are, if you ask Buddy Ryan, did you try and rub it in? I don't think there'd be any question. Absolutely. He did not forget what happened 2 weeks ago when Tom Landry put Tony Dorsett and Danny White in the football game. Now, Tom's intentions may have been just to get his veterans some work. But Buddy Ryan obviously didn't feel that way. He said, to heck with it. Let's go after it. This is a little salt in the wound job.
What really irked Ryan that day was the first-team defense of those veterans, Randy White and Jones and Smirek, coming in with the Cowboys holding a commanding lead and time winding down.
If there wasn't bad blood before, there's going to be bad blood now.
Fire. Capping off quite an afternoon for the young man from Ohio State. A 1-yard touchdown.
Buddy Ryan may have just become Texas's public enemy #1. Coach Landry cannot be happy. There you see the look. Just wonder what's going through his mind.
McFadden for the point after. Well, it was a creative way to rub salt in the wound.
Yeah, that's true.